at your universities. And again, thank you to the students for taking these courses and going above and beyond and trying to excel. This has been an amazing experience, being able to oversee all the sites, being able to have this virtual demo day and see my voice crack, being able to see everybody's projects like all across the US, instead of just like my schools. It's always inspiring seeing other people's ideas and projects, and I'm just like beyond amazed by some of the work that some of you guys have put in. So go ahead and share a little timeline of what we're going to be doing today. Again, you guys all know this is the virtual demo day. We have about a few sites presenting, which Memo will get to that. He'll also introduce the judging and the voting. But basically for today's events, we're just going to be, it's going to be Guillermo and Nathan's going to give some speech. Then we're going to go, I'm going to go ahead and remind you guys some of the things that you need to have up, like your slides and stuff. And then we'll get started with the group presentations. So again, thank you everybody for showing up. It's been a really cool experience being able to see all these schools and get to know all these tech fellows. And I'm beyond proud of like what you guys have accomplished by being here today. So without further ado, I'm gonna introduce Guillermo. And he has some words too.
Hi everyone, thank you all for attending our second demo day for iOS development. It's going to be really exciting seeing all the projects that you all have been building. We were able to see some exciting projects already last week with our first demo day, but as each project goes, everyone's very unique. So there's definitely going to be some really cool, exciting stuff going on, and I really can't wait to see all of them. A couple reminders as well that I do want to share with you all. We will be giving you out the links to vote very soon once we start with the first project, so you can have it handy dandy so that you can start voting as we go through the slides. And we'll also start giving out the email reminders later on in case you can't be staying here for the entire event, since it is going to be a pretty long event. But I can assure you that it goes fast because you're going to be looking at one project by project, and each one doesn't even feel, when you look at them, the time doesn't even feel like it's going. You're just amazed by the amount of projects that there are. And I really want to give a shout out also to all my tech fellows that I've been checking in and helping out with leading their courses. I mean, we've got a lot of great schools here that I've been really honored to be helping with, including San Jose State University and Morgan State University. Those are the main universities I've been checking in, and I'm really proud of the tech fellows, how they've been pulling out CodePath at their universities. Thank you, Herman, for letting me share.
Cool, yeah, no worries. And then up next, we got Nathan. He's gonna share some words of wisdom, and one of our founding CodePath members.
Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, I wanted to introduce myself to everybody. I know I've met some of you before. I noticed some of the names, but many of you I know are not as we're not as well acquainted. So I'm Nathan. I'm one of the co-founders of CodePath. Tim, who's the other co-founder, and I, we actually started CodePath together back in almost 2013, something like 7-8 years ago, after we had been working together building out an engineering team for Tim's startup. It was called Miso. And it was really fun working with Tim back then. That was when I first met Tim. And back in those days, we were just 2 engineers, 2 entrepreneurs. We had no idea what we were going to do with CodePath, no clue. And we actually had no public speaking experience and no experience managing communities. We were just engineers and entrepreneurs. I wanted to start today sharing some personal anecdotes from my past and giving everybody a little bit of a window into why we started CodePath and why it means so much to have all of you here today. So, I mean, super quick, just wanted to thank again everyone for being here. You know, this would not be possible without so many people. I mean, I really want to give special shout out to Memo, Herman, Varun, and then the ops team, Karen, Daphne, Patricia, and our CodePath team, Morgan, and also Emily and Vic, who are here today, who just joined us full time as well. So it's really a team effort to put something like this together. It's a lot of work, And I just want to thank everyone here today and everyone who helped organize this and make this possible. But as I mentioned, I just wanted to share 2 quick anecdotes about my own life in college. And I hope, there was a point in time that when I was younger where I felt a little bit of embarrassment for some of this. And also, I hope that some of you can relate to some of what I was experiencing when I was in college, and hopefully it'll help you understand a little bit about where I come from. I'm a first generation US. My dad came over from Cuba when he was 7. And I grew up in an area where nobody was a computer scientist. Not a single person I knew or met had ever been related to software engineering or tech. So I had very, very limited exposure to that world. And nobody I knew wanted to be one. Nobody in my school talked about software engineering. We didn't have formal CS programs. So it was just completely outside of my realm of understanding. I stumbled into it. I'll save that story for another day, due to a mentor who randomly saw some show on TV and just talked to me about it and got me started on it. Again, totally by chance, right? So I get into college and I feel like I want to study CS now because of this mentor. And I'm struggling financially to survive, quite honestly. Like, I took out loans. I still couldn't figure out how I was going to afford school. And so I knew I needed to work. So I started working in retail, and I worked at Toys R Us, and I worked at a few other places. Rest in peace, Toys R Us. I think they went out of business, but it was an interesting place to work. And then I started, my mentor told me, hey, you should think about contracting. So I started contracting, and that led me to a really interesting place where I actually started a company with one of my professors and with a third founder, still a close friend. And our startup failed. It was a total failure. But the third founder that I just mentioned, I started a company with, he later went on to become a billionaire. And now he's the CEO of the startup Honey, which some of you may have heard of. But that's a story for a different day. So I tried to make my way through school. It took a lot of work financially to survive school, honestly. And while I was in school, I had a lot of friends from different backgrounds and so forth. And I noticed a really strong desire from all of us, every single person at school. They wanted more practical stuff. Like, GitHub had just come out. I wanted to learn about GitHub. I wanted to learn about databases, web apps, cybersecurity, game development, mobile apps. Like, I just wanted to learn everything. I wanted to know how to make cool stuff. And we wanted it all. I wanted it to be as real as possible. And I wanted it to be as practical as possible. I wanted to know, like, what is it like to start a business? Like, what would it be like to, be a real engineer, right? As I thought about it back then. And, in the early days, to be totally honest, we had no idea what it meant to be an excellent engineer. No idea. I still didn't really know engineers outside of the little startups that I was part of or the people I was consulting with. So we really had no idea what a real job was like when I started college. And I really had no idea what you'd even do in that job. And at a certain point, I was really frustrated. I shared this with a mentor at school, one of my professors, my favorite professor. And he encouraged me to take things into my own hands. So I actually joined a club and I started running workshops. I learned Git, I learned GitHub, I learned technical interviewing. I rallied other students. And what I found was something really remarkable, which is no one was going to save me. No one was going to run these programs if we didn't take it into our own hands. And I got to say, that was a really powerful thing for me, because the reality of it is that through this process of running these workshops, I realized that there's nothing quite as satisfying as bringing something to life that you believe in, right? Like, I felt that we needed GitHub workshops. I felt that we needed cybersecurity programs and other things. And there was just something extremely, extremely satisfying in that moment in making them happen, and then seeing other students get excited about it and start making their own things and getting involved. So that was really formative for me. And I still think back to those days a lot. One other quick story I'll share is when I was a senior in college. I just want to share this because I think this is a really interesting window into how I kind of kept myself entertained in college. So I was hanging out with one of my friends in senior year, and he was totally checked out of school. He had a very low GPA. He was just waiting to graduate. I think some of you might be able to understand kind of this sentiment. He was just kind of done with school at that point. And he was not liking the classes. He'd be in the back, he was zoning out, and he would just be kind of playing games or playing Dota or something. And so, but he did love making stuff. And so we would hang out, we would be hanging out on the weekends or with some other friends. And every once in a while we'd get into these conversations. And we just decided like we wanted something to entertain ourselves. So we started a side project. We were brainstorming for the side project. And somewhere along the line, we just had this like random flash idea of like this better way to build web apps. It didn't exist. It was just an idea in our minds. And we just started writing down our thoughts like on a piece of paper, I think, together at one point. And, you know, we were just like, oh, it would be cool if you could do this and this. And we were just riffing. And it was really fun. And I had just read a blog post from one of the founders of GitHub. And the blog post was called README-Driven Development. I don't know if any of you have heard of this. This was by Tom Preston Warner, one of the original founders of GitHub. And what README-Driven Development was he said, don't write code. Just forget about the code. Start by writing the README. Like the README needs to be super specific and dream of a world where this is already done. The app is done. The library is done. The framework's done, right? So you've already written it all. And now you're just writing the manual. Not the long-winded manual, but a short manual, which is like exactly how you use it with the code snippets and everything. And so anyway, I started putting that together with my friend, and we kept working on this library. Again, at first it was just an idea, right? Eventually the README kind of was born, and we had no idea, literally zero clue how we were going to build this thing. It was like way outside of our current knowledge. And so anyway, we started working on it. We were like 20% of the way done. It was still half baked. We put it on GitHub, and new people started joining. And they're like, hey, I really like where you're going with this README. Does this actually work? And we're like, no, it's completely broken. It has no code in it. It's just total garbage. And they're like, oh, well, could we help out? And so we started getting these more people to join and more people to join, and people started taking sections. And eventually we actually got to a point where it was usable. And fast forward in time, this framework today has just shy of 1 million people who have installed it. And it also became a way for me to build friendships with people all around the world that I still have today. Like I still know them today, unlocked doors for me, worked with me. You know, it's a really amazing thing. And so when I think about that idea, right, just an idea in our heads when we're brainstorming, and then going from that to 1 million developers that have actually installed this framework, you know, it was really mind-blowing to me. And the friendships I had built, the collaboration, the spirit of it. And so I just wanted to kind of tie this all together. The point of this is that there are countless ways in life to manifest things in your mind into reality, right? And given enough time, energy, access to mentors and resources, no one person's path will be the same as someone else. You might not create the framework, you might not do this. Everyone has their own interests, and everyone is drawn to go deeper in something if they search for it. If they can find that thing that feels right to them though, and they have that time and that energy and the mentorship and support, they will find something that feels right to go deeper into, to create, and create something meaningful that matters, that people use, that you use. And that is, in my personal opinion, one of the most powerful and satisfying and fulfilling things you can do professionally. And it's something that will last a lifetime in terms of the memories and the friendships that you'll create. And so I just want to talk about 3 ways that you can create. And I want you to think about how this relates to this demo day. The first way to create is actually learning creation, learning engineering, right? What is engineering? Engineering is taking science and actually applying it to make something real in the world, right? Learning engineering is taking life into your own hands, right? Just like I did. I wanted to know GitHub. I wanted to know source control. I wanted to know automated testing. I wanted to know everything. And I didn't have access to a way to do that. And I saw a need. And I then went to fill that need in a way that also fulfilled what I needed. I was able to help others. So learning engineering is something that everyone can do, right? And I hope that all of you see how we want to create those inroads to make it easier for other people to do so. The second way that you can engineer is applied engineering with software, right? What is software? It's crazy ideas in your head that then get materialized into digital forms, right? That other people actually use, that impact their lives. And the third way is what I call business engineering. Business engineering, by the way, no joke. Creating systems with revenue, creating systems that last, creating systems with happy team members, creating systems where you're happy, creating systems where people are growing, creating systems that last, where your business can actually survive maybe even you leaving. So all of these different pieces goes into entrepreneurship, leadership, and business engineering. So when you think about those three things, right, I just want you to think about that at the intersection of those three forms of creation in the world: software engineering, entrepreneurship, and learning engineering. That's where I found my passions in my life. And it's why Tim and I founded CodePath together 7 years ago. We weren't professional teachers. We were just engineers, and we were really awkward engineers. And we knew that we had a lot of room to grow, that our lives would be better and more full if we went into our outside of our comfort zones. So yeah, for me, CodePath is first and foremost an exploration of my own interests and a vehicle for me to learn about myself. And hopefully in doing that, to spread what I believe and what I'm passionate about, help people find their beliefs and their passions, help give them an answer to this simple question: what would I have wanted when I was a college student? What would my friends have wanted? What did I crave? How could I bring that to every campus in the United States? And that is at the center of it, CodePath. So anyway, bringing it back to this demo day, I'm going to stop talking now. Sorry for my long-winded speech, but I believe the skills and the apps that are developed by all of these teams, the countless hours, the sweating, the time, the energy, the pain that goes into creating these apps is a perfect demonstration of the acts of creation that I was talking about. I sincerely hope that like these programs and services that we've created and designed, that every student can genuinely find their love of creation. It may not be mobile apps, it may not even be software, but I hope you can find your love of creation. And at the same time, I hope that everyone who's attending enjoys seeing the awesome apps that were developed by the students. So again, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to my little spiel. And I hope everyone enjoys the demo day.
Oh man. Can we get a round of applause and the reactions, please, for that? That was amazing, Nathan. I really appreciate you sharing that. I mean, I think like that was really inspiring because a lot of us, we're always waiting for some sort of something to come hit us and give us that road, that path. But you know, in reality, we got to go out there and just kind of just grab it and make that path for ourselves. And that's something that I feel like CodePath has really taught me, and I'm hoping that a lot of people got that same message too. Thank you so much again for sharing. So I'm gonna go ahead and say some quick reminders before we get started. Everybody, please make sure to have this presentation. This slide, the spreadsheet ready. So you know who you're coming after. Pay attention to who's presenting. And make sure if you're the lead presenter, you have your simulator running and your presentation deck ready. I was going to go ahead and test the reactions, but now that everybody gave a round of applause, I see that everybody's listening and it's working. So thank you guys for that. What else? There is a judging criteria. There's a voting, so keep that in mind. We're going to have the whole audience vote, not just engineers, but the engineers. We would love for your guys' feedback. I'm sending this stuff in the chat. This is the voting, And Memo, did you send the? No, you didn't send it. And then one of them is the voting, and one of them is the spreadsheet for all the projects. So yeah. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get started. The criteria for voting, just so you guys know, are best app design, most innovative app, best product idea, and best overall app. Remember, it's about 3 minutes presentation each so that we don't run over time. And yeah, once again, thank you, Guillermo. Thank you, Tech Fellows. Thank you, Nathan, Tim, and all the students for being here and all the engineers for coming. With that being said, the first school to go up is College of Staten Island. I'm going to give the mic to Chukurado, who is going to present his school and his groups. So Chukurado, if you can unmute yourself and introduce your groups.
Hello. Hi, my name is Chukurado, and I go to College of Staten Island. I was the first tech fellow at College of Staten Island, so I was pretty excited and kind of nervous to begin CodePath at my school. And I'm extremely proud of the students that trusted me with CodePath at CSI. I saw that they were extremely hardworking and willing to learn, and that was very encouraging to me. And I also want to thank CodePath for allowing me to bring your course at CSI. It's very much appreciated. Okay, so without any further ado, I have two groups at my college. One is IntelliBudget and the other is Track Activity. I'm going to give it to IntelliBudget. I think that's the first group that's presenting today. To kick it off. All right.
Hello, everyone hear me?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Let me share my screen real quick. You guys see the PowerPoint?
Yep.
All right. So my group is comprised of me, Joseph DeMario, and Joseph Tucker. We came together to create an app called IntelliBudget, which an overall gist of it is a simple app that will allow people like us to track their purchases on a day-to-day basis. If you are like me, I go around all month swiping my credit card left and right, then I look at the bill and it's astronomical, and I'm just thinking like, what did I spend my money on? So essentially, we came together to make an app that's something we could use our skills from CodePath to create something we could use in our everyday lives. So a few of the features of it, there's a home feed screen, which will allow you to view all the purchases you have inputted, starting from the most recent based on when you inputted it. It's also showing you the date, the store, and like the category it's under. We made a screen called balance, where essentially it's used to kind of add, so you got paid that week, so you add your payment so you can see how much money you have and just model it against how much you spent in a monthly basis, which is also part of the app. And we also added a screen for a categorized report based on the categories. It's basically a bar, it's a pie chart of each category and how much you spent on this. So you could say, oh, I spent a lot on this compared to this. Yeah, so I'm going to share the app real quick. I can figure out how to do that. You guys see the simulator?
Yep.
Okay. So first, obviously, a simple login screen. So I'll log in with my credentials. We're using the parse database that was taught in one of the lessons. So I sign in. Put it in wrong. One second. Sorry, one second. Okay. All right, there we go. Finally logged back in. So you guys see the feed screen, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can see I inputted a bunch of different purchases with a bunch of different dates. So obviously Dunkin' Donuts I put in was the most recent one, Wendy's, stuff like that. I go to categorize reports. It's showing me how much I spent in each category. So you see I spent $968 on electronics compared to everything else. Maybe I should stop spending so much on that. Go to balance. It shows me I've logged almost $1,500 in purchases this month, as opposed to me only getting paid $1,100 this month. So if I go to purchase, I could put a new one in. So say I ordered something on Amazon today. Date. And of course, it's electronics again. Add the purchase. Pops up here. You see I'm up to more than $1,000 in electronics, and my monthly balance goes up, and my balance for like my payment for the month goes down. And that's essentially the app. There's a couple of more features we were thinking about adding just to have for our personal benefit. We might deploy this app and actually use this on a day-to-day basis for ourselves, because I know the other two group members said they use like a Google Doc to keep track of purchases. So this is a much more efficient way to do that. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole app. Thank you, I guess. Joe, you have anything to say?
No, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much to CodePath. This is a great, 13, 14 weeks. I learned a lot about iOS development.
Of course.
Yeah.
And thank you to Rado for helping us guide us through the way.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you.
I think you muted Rado.
Are you there, Rado? You know what's funny? I got some.
Well, I'm here. You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Real quick, Chukwurada, I was calling him Chuck for the whole 12, 14 weeks that we were checking in, and I didn't realize his nickname was Rado. So apologize for that. But yeah. So who's up next? Rado? It feels weird saying that.
So we have track activity next. Presenting Caitlin, Yihang, and Ashra.
Share my screen. Hello, we are Track Activity, and my name is Caitlin.
Hi, my name is
My name
Yihang.
is Ashraf.
And we have built this Track Activity app. So Track Activity is an app where you can post activities and tasks that you plan to complete and keep updating your progress. We felt that this kind of tool is very important, especially at this time of quarantine, since we're all at home, and this is a great way to keep ourselves productive and engaged in our hobbies.
So the app essentially has three screens. The first screen is the login screen where the user can log in or sign up to the application. The second screen is the make a post screen where the user can make a post. They can track the post, track the activities progress using the progress bar, which is in the increments of 25, 50, 75, and 100. And user can also mark the post as resolved once the post has been completed, the activity has been completed. The comment section is also there where the user can add a comment, keeping a progress of their day-to-day activity. And the final screen is the profile screen where the user can view their most recent activity as well as the credentials of the user.
For the database part, we are using the parse server to store user login credentials and any other user-related data, such as posts and comments. We still have a lot of ideas for our app. Our plans for the future is to continue to develop and improve features of the app, such as push notification, so that user can get reminders for any incomplete activity post, friend list for activity sharing, and post hashtag to classify each post according to category.
Another specialized feature that is especially relevant during this time of pandemic is to mark yourself as safe from the pandemic and to also check in with the statuses of friends. And as for our final step, hopefully we can deploy this app to the App Store once we finish implementing all these additional features. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed the app design and development process. We also had lots of fun collaborating as a team and bouncing ideas off of each other. So now I will walk through a short demo of our app. So once the user has already logged in, so this is what our feed screen looks like, and you can see all the posts with their comments. And in order to make a new post, you simply press the plus button at the bottom of the screen, and you could type in whatever activity you want to keep track of. So I can say, starting a new cardio workout right now. Okay, so sometimes it bugs out. Wait, sorry. And then you can keep updating your progress on the activity. So for example, I can be like, oh, like I'm halfway through the workout now. And you can also see the timestamp of each update. And you can also see the timestamp of when you created the post. So that is very helpful to keep track. And every time you make progress, so now I'm halfway, I could just slide to 50% of the way. And as for your profile screen, you can see the most recent completed activity. So once you mark an activity as resolved, you can see that in the profile screen. And that's basically our app. Something like this is personally helpful to me during this time of quarantine. We all learned so much from CodePath. Like, thank you so much to Verado for just like guiding us and like teaching us the concepts.
Thank you for that attractivity. Round of applause from the crowd. Yeah. I do want to give a quick shout out to Rado. He brought CodePath to CSI by himself with little guidance and little time to recruit students and tech fellows. And he, despite only having 2 groups, they both did an amazing job. Both of their apps looked great. And I'm excited to see him grow CodePath at CSI and see where he goes with his career from there. So again, thank you guys. Thank you CSI. That was amazing, and I really hope to see those apps on the App Store soon. Up next, we got College of Southern Nevada. I'm gonna go ahead and give the floor to Peter Akala, who's gonna go ahead and present his teams. Peter has been amazing. He's a great people person. His students really love him, and you can tell that he's always really there for them. I appreciate him and his work. So Peter, if you can unmute yourself and come up to the stage, the virtual stage.
We'll set it up from him.
I saw him in here.
We're giving the spotlight.
The spotlight. I saw Peter in here. I don't know if he might be logging out.
Yeah, he should be here.
If he went to the bathroom or something, I'm gonna go ahead and just introduce his groups for him, and then he can come in anytime after. So first up from CSN is Interprio. So their brief description: they're creating art books with fans of any theme. Interprio, Michelle Zaha.
Sure. Can you hear me?
Mitchell. Yeah, what's up?
Awesome. Nothing much. Just ready to present. Let's see here. Let me share the screen real quick. Sorry, I've got a couple things up and where to go. This should be it. You guys can see this okay, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Oh. Is that Peter in the background? Okay. All right, so hello, my name is Mitchell Chaya, and together with Samuel Alves, Jesus Oscara Pena, Chris Eubank, and Johan Oliveras, we have created Interprio. Interprio is an app to rep your art. It allows you to post your self-made art and create a coherent story of sorts in an intuitive way that celebrates a theme with what we call books. So Interprio works with Parse by allowing users to first create these books with the topic they select. The initial user in video 1 posts the cover and posts a caption, which is viewable in a scrolling format to other users. Next, in video 2, a second user browses the home feed and finds a book they wish to add on to. This user then adds a page onto the book, which continues the story. They add a caption, which becomes viewable to the other viewers of the app. These 2 steps allow users to create an infinitely repeatable and scalable experience, which can be viewed by anyone else interested in these topics that they post on. Video 3 shows how our app looks to a third user who can view each book, and within each book, the posted page is within. So should we continue to develop this app, we would eventually allow users to comment on the user-generated books and pages, as well as vote on submissions that they like. Independent third-party studies show that apps that allow for user engagement in the form of comments and voting on a post generate around 5% more ad clicks than without. Speaking of ads, we would eventually allow sponsored posts and other ads to be added within our books. The main benefit of our application is that our audience is ultra niche and that they categorize themselves. Niche audiences are cheaper to advertise to, they offer less competition, and they allow time to generate engagement. For example, users who are looking at books of our sports would probably be more interested in sporting equipment or TVs and sound systems to watch the next big game. However, our anime books and such would not be as engaged by these ads and would then have their own specifically tailored ad experience. It would be in this way that we would be able to generate ad revenue. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
That was awesome. That was great that you were able to depict the potential revenue model and talk about ads in that way. Round of applause from the audience. Yeah, thank you, Mitchell. Up next is going to be meme generators, and Adam Smith will be the lead presenter for that. So Adam Smith, if you're out there, and you can unmute yourself. Give it a few minutes.
Or Santos, are you there?
Adam Smith. If Adam's not there, Shane, Santos, Edison. I see Santos.
Hello.
Hey, Santos.
So unfortunately, well, at least for mine, I pulled from GitHub, and I can't get a working version up in the simulator. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to present because our leader Adam had all the gifts, and his Mac is currently in rice because he spilled some coffee on it this morning.
Dang.
Oh my God.
So
Dude,
again, everyone, I do apologize. I am trying to get the errors worked out right now, but at the moment I don't have a working simulator working to show off our work. So I'm sorry.
you know what? Don't worry. We'll work it out for you. If you can get it done later on, we'll just postpone your presentation to later on, like towards the end. How does that sound?
I will try my best to get it working by then. Thank you.
Yeah,
That works.
Thank you for coming up and breaking that down for us. We really appreciate it. And that's actually like the worst case scenario that could have happened. I mean, Adam Smith, he must have been like going ham this morning and spilled coffee. But yeah, we'll try and postpone it to the end of this presentation, the demo day. If worst case scenario, you guys can always send us a video and we'll send it out to everybody for you guys, because we all want to see your project. And but thank you for letting us know, Santos. Next up is Morgan. I'll let Morgan State, I think.
Yeah. Those are my TFs. Yeah. I'm going to hand the baton to Sarah Cooper and Brianna, if she's here. And they'll be introducing their school and their teams that are presenting for today. Go ahead, Sarah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah, and I'm super excited for my teams to come and present to you guys the apps that they've been working on this whole entire semester. We originally had 3 teams, so one of our teams couldn't make it today. So we're just going to have 2 teams present their apps to you, and the teams are Sea Lifestyle and Bear Bites. Funny thing is, it seems like all of our teams were hungry at the time, so all of our ideas have something to do with food. And I hope you guys like the app that these guys made. So Sea Lifestyle, you guys are up.
Hello, everyone. Let me just share my screen really quickly. Let's see. Okay. Do you all see my screen?
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ayo Ajayi, and Shibumi and Elwin are also on my team. Today, my team and I will be introducing you all to a food, health, and lifestyle app known as Sea Lifestyle. But before we start, meet Jane, a 20-year-old woman who is told after a visit to the doctor that she is malnourished. Jane is vitamin A and iron deficient. Jane eats a lot of fast food and wants to start cooking often to gain more nutrients. So she decides to download Sea Lifestyle. She makes an account, and after she signs in, she can view different meal options. She clicks on the sweet potato option and then proceeds to view the ingredients on the meal. She clicks on nutritional facts and is excited to see that it is high in vitamin A, a nutrient that she needs. So Jane decides to cook the meal. So she clicks the cook option where she can see the recipe for cooking the meal. Jane then decides to like the meal. Jane feels like after she's done eating, she takes a bite and falls in love with the flavor, but she also feels like she wants a dessert. So she decides to take a photo of some fresh strawberries she has at home and upload it onto Sea Lifestyle and view different strawberry suggestions. Jane is content. She has now eaten a meal that is high in vitamin A, a nutrient that she needs, fulfilled or satisfied her strawberry dessert craving, all because she downloaded Sea Lifestyle. Sea Lifestyle is an app that allows users to get data about the food they consume. This data ranges from the nutritional facts to a recipe manual. In order to create Sea Lifestyle, we used Apple's core machine learning and vision framework to get data about a food based on uploaded photo. Based on the food guessed by the framework, we use the Spinacular API to obtain recipes with that food. For instance, the machine learning kit classifies a picture on the screen as a strawberry, and our app displays recipes of different food ingredients that uses strawberries. We also obtain all the data in our app, that is the nutritional facts, food ingredients, and recipes from the Spinacular API. We use Sparse to allow our user to securely log in and sign up for an account, and we also stored our user likes on a Parse database. In terms of generating revenue, we discussed having a premium subscription, which will include the machine learning functionality of the app. All other features, including the nutritional facts and recipe, will be free of charge. In the future, we hope to add functionalities where the user can take photos of the food and get nutritional facts directly from there, or where users can search by nutritional facts. Sea Lifestyle is a platform dedicated to food lovers and encourages our users to maintain a health-conscious lifestyle. So let me go ahead and just give a quick demo of the app. Okay. So the user can go ahead and sign in. So Parse, I think when you log in for the first time running the simulator, it takes a while. So it should be, yeah, there we go. And then the user can view different food ingredients. They have two options. They can either search for food using the search bar like a smoothie, and then click that, and then get the ingredients. They can hit the nutritional facts button and view different nutrients and the amounts. They can choose to cook the meal like I showed before. And when they're done with the instructions, they can like the meal. And the most important part to us was getting the this functionality to work, where they can take a photo of a food. So carbonara, yes, and then view different food options. So that is all we have. That is Sea Lifestyle. Thank you.
Question. So you use machine learning to guess the kind of food of the picture?
Yes.
Of the picture? Whoa, okay.
Yes. So we researched on using I think it's called the Apple Core Machine Learning Framework. So we looked at how that worked, and then we just basically used that information and had it guess. When it guessed, then we just sent it to our Spinacular API with that data that it guessed, and then generated another view controller that showed a list of the food ingredients. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's actually the first time I see a team use machine learning from Apple's frameworks. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, that's all we have.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Ayo. So for our last group, we have Bear Bites.
That will be me. Let me share my screen. How's everybody doing today?
Doing good.
Doing good. Thank you.
So, have you ever been in a situation where you walk all the way to university dining just to find out you don't even like what they're serving that day? Or you do go to the university dining, and let's say you have more than one dining hall, and then you hear, oh, they had the good stuff in the other dining hall, you should have went there. Well, have that feeling no longer with Bear Bites. So, what exactly is Bear Bites? Purpose of Bear Bites is to allow students to check what is being served in the dining hall from the comfort of their homes, so they don't have to waste energy going to a place where they may not want to go. And also in these times of social distancing, it can be extremely valuable in case they're deciding whether they want to order food or use their meal swipe. This can also attract locals to use the university dining, because a lot of schools are in the middle of cities and you can pay to eat there. So let's say they have something that's really good, and then a local sees it, they're like, oh, that looks delicious. That looks like something I want to go there to. So that was what we had in mind when we were thinking about Bear Bites. So Bear Bites allows you to see other ratings, it allows you to make ratings and like or dislike ratings of food. So what have we used? So Parse for the database. We use Morgan State's website. We had to like manually convert the menu into a JSON file. So that took a lot of time. And then in order to get those pictures, we had to use the Unsplash API that could identify the words and then get the correct picture that was affiliated with it so that we can have like the menus. And just a bit of a live demo. So if I sign in, I'm making you an account because I don't know if I put my password in right. Okay. So if I open Blueberry Pancakes, I can see the top reviews. I can write a review, give it 5 stars, delish, submit, and then you can see all the reviews, including the one I just put in and the time, the date it was given. So yeah, that's our live demo. Thank you. Any questions?
I just want to say I think this is great because I would always have the same problem in my dining hall, and I'd be like, dang it, I just walked all the way across campus. so that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thinking about publishing it for your fellow Morgan State students?
Yeah, actually, coincidentally, in my software engineering class, I did like the same concept, but like with React. So like I was thinking about like maybe like pairing them together and like working on it more.
Yeah, I think that'll be awesome. Can't wait to see.
Yeah. All right, then I guess that sums up Morgan State. Sarah, did you have any words that you wanted to give for your students before we finish off?
Sure. I'm super proud of all of you guys, and I truly thank you guys for letting me be your tech fellow. This is my first time being a tech fellow, and sadly my last time since I'm graduating, but it was super, super, super awesome, and it was a whole lot of fun. And thanks to Guillermo for being my guru. Like, he was awesome as well, helping me out through a whole lot of issues that I've had during the semester. So I'm super grateful to everybody.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Morgan State. And congratulations on getting a full-time job. I'm excited to get those free flights. I'm gonna hit you up in the future. Okay, so up next is Howard University. So Howard University has been amazing. Daniel has always shown up to my check-ins on time, even when I was sick, and he's been great. His school has always been breezing through the assignments, and they've been very impressive. So I'm gonna go ahead and give the baton, as Guillermo likes to call it, to Daniel, and let him introduce the groups.
Hey man, nice, thank you. My name is Daniel, as you all know already, from Howard University. Before I start, I just want to say a big thank you to CodePath for letting me be a tech fellow. I want to say it's been a great opportunity. I've had a chance to grow, to learn, and that's awesome. So I'm just going to let my group start to present. I think the first group is iAgent. So go ahead.
Hi. So can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So iAgent. Our app iAgent it's basically you can think of it as a LinkedIn for athletes. Just because currently the recruitment process for athletes to play at the next level is very difficult. whether it be collegially or professionally. Like a lot of times athletes don't know how to get into contact with like a coach, agent, or a scout in order to get like recruited and stuff like that. So iAgent is an app that we developed in order to try to help athletes network and market themselves directly to said coaches, agents, and scouts. Like this app was kind of like my brainchild, just because like me, I actually play soccer at Howard University, so like I'm very heavily into like athletics and stuff like that. So I kind of knew that there was a need for this type of app in that type of a space. And so yeah, anybody who would use this app is basically any athlete who wants to play at the next level. So like high school athletes that want to play in college, or like even high school athletes that want to play professionally, or college athletes that want to play professionally. In terms of like revenue potential, we were thinking that we could kind of have a subscription service where like we would subscribe for additional services. Like, for example, you could see who viewed your profile. Like if a coach or an agent or a scout or something like viewed your profile, you'd be able to have like additional like account types and like parent-child relationships with like organizations, stuff like that. So yeah, we basically just wanted to expand an athlete's network in order to be able to market themselves directly to agents and scouts. So we had a GIF or a GIF, or however y'all want to say it, for our sign up, because our sign up is kind of important in this, but like our GIF cut off. So this is kind of like a longer video. Can you guys all see it?
Yeah.
All right. I can like skip through. So yeah, you just entered first name, last name, email, username, all that. And then you can specify gender, date of birth, country of birth, all that. And then we, as down here, you can see that we have different account types. So the main account type would probably be athlete. And then the other account type that we have implemented so far is the coach/agent, which is also, it can be thought of as a, excuse me, as an organization, because a coach or an agent would be representing that whatever organization they're affiliated with. And then you can choose your sport that you play. And then, yeah, you'd enter all your relevant information in. And then after you successfully finish that and sign up, you would be brought here, which this would be the main profile page. So this would be your profile picture, username, and then a little bit about yourself. And then this here would be a list of all the connections that you've made. So as of right now, we don't really have any connections, just because it's like a social media type app. It's based off of like other users, and we don't really have any other users right now. So yeah, you would have your list of connections right here, and then info about the current user. So yeah, you'd be able to update, you'd be able to add stats on this page right here. And then instead of a tab view controller, a tab bar view controller, we opted for a little hamburger view, just, to be different. So yeah, you can go over here and then search. And like I said before, we don't really have any other users. So this is just like a example of like what it would look like when you'd be able to like search for other users in the thing, and then you would click it, and then yeah, you'd be brought to their profiles. Also, you'd be able to chat with other users. So yeah, going forward, we definitely have a bunch of other functionality that we want to implement into our app. But yeah, this is what we have so far.
That was awesome. Thank you for sharing. And
yeah, thank you. That's actually a really cool idea. And then you can, for athletes, especially those that can play at that level and just don't have that recognition. Daniel, did you want to present the next group?
Yeah, Juno's next. Sean, if you're here, can you go up?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
I'm also here. It's Noble. Yeah, this is Noble. So he's gonna do the intro, and I'm gonna do the demo.
All right, go.
Well, hey everybody. My name is Noble Gebru. I'm me with my team, Sean and Cecile. We have developed an app called Juno, which is a dating app based off horoscopes. So the simple truth of it is, the dating apps like Tinder, they have a broad range, and then they offer specific features to attract a lot of users, and they cater to basically a very big community. And in terms of scaling, it's almost limitless because they are trying to recruit anybody to date there. But we felt that like some dating apps are more preferable because they're specific to a certain topic or certain issue. Like I know like there's one dating app just for people who are basically Black people, another for people who have other sexual preferences. And we realized like maybe there was a need for people who wanted to find or date people based off horoscopes. Because I, like in my personal experience, I know people who like as soon as you meet them, they'll ask you, okay, like what's your when's your birthday? Like what's your horoscope? And because of that, we had like one user story, one user case where we asked somebody, okay, if there was an app like this, how would that affect you? And they told us we would basically have, yeah, we would love this app because I find that like most of the people I date tend to be have the same horoscope or have the same fire sign or water sign, and because of that, I tend to either gravitate towards these people, whether it be good or bad, and I'm trying to learn from that, or I'm trying to find someone based off that. So when we developed this app, we wanted to keep those two things in mind. What our user will want in terms of how many people they want to talk to, and what kind of people they want to talk to. And I think Sean can take it from here.
Yeah,
I'm here.
Good question.
So
did you mean to share your screen, or that's like the intro and just a spiel of things?
yeah, I did mean to share my screen. That was my bad. It was
Yeah.
just one slide though. But we could just jump into the demo.
Sure.
I'm sure that'll explain everything. Can you all see this?
Yeah.
So right now I'm signed into an existing account. Her name is Peach. She's a new user, but she hasn't gotten any matches yet.
Okay.
So right now we're gonna spice up her profile a bit. We can edit it. We can change her photo. Something more. Well, that's our current one. I think this one is better. You could choose that. You could add an occupation. And when we're done, you can just hit done. So now our profile is strong. I think we can go into home. And you can see the compatibility rating right there is 90%. And he's in New York. Now all these cards might say New York because I'm in New York and we use the real live location. You could swipe up for more and see Mario's information. So he's a plumber who likes to run, and he's a Sag. You could swipe down, and if you like it, we could swipe yes. And it's a match already. You could look at Kratos as well. The compatibility is low, but we could probably swipe yes. And that's another match. Max, maybe not. Peter, maybe not, but we could also tap the X right here. Now let's go into our matches. Right now I have another simulator running and I'm signed into Mario, but you can't see it. So let's go ahead and talk to Mario. We could say, hi. And I'm gonna respond on the other simulator saying hello.
And how are you? I could say good. You? And let's do a quick demo of the chat. You could tap on the eye to see Mario's information again. Go back, talk to Kratos, say hey. Yeah. And the time, there's a timestamp for each message as well, outside of the chat too. You could go into profile settings, maybe change the email if you wanted to, expand the distance, set preferences, but for now we'll leave it to show me everyone and show me people looking for everyone. And yeah, that's it. That's a pretty much quick demo. That's it basically. Thank
Well,
you.
that's really cool. I like how you implemented the slide features.
Thanks.
Kind of hard, but awesome.
Cool. Cool. Thank you, Sean. The next team is Happy Hour. If any of the members of here just come up. All right.
Hey y'all, give me 1 second. I'm opening everything. Okay. Okay. Hey everybody, I'm Andre Vincent, and I represent the team for Happy Hour, which composes of Jasmine Mariali and also Alyssa McKenzie. Hey, one of the problems that we know a lot of young people face is finding the correct bars or the most poppin' bars around them. So like, of course, like you can go to a bar that's advertised really well, and you've heard about it all week, but you get there, there's an open bar, but boom, there's nobody there. It's just you and the bartender. So free drinks are great and all, but you know, they're not as exciting when you're all by yourself. So we decided to create this application that'll allow crowdsourced votes about what bars are good and what was good about them, and then also saying what is bad about the bars that they don't like so much. So, of course, just like what I talked about, we want to make sure that our consumers are a part of our brand. Like the consumers are also the people who make up the features of the application. So because the users are defining what is good and what is bad, they are part of our application as well. So we decided on, or we wanted to make sure that because happy hours are usually, you know, at the end of the day, later in the day, you probably don't want all that bright light in your eyes, especially when it gets dark. So you want to have a nightlife friendly screen that's easy on the eyes when you're bar crawling. The function, you get to add reviews, leave a star rating if you want, and then other people will be able to see it. I'm not sure why the GIF isn't showing, but I can also just do a demo. So here we go. So here you are right here. These are some DC bars, El Rey. El Rey is really popular, as you can see. There's also some samples. They all have star ratings. And then you also have option to submit a report. So say I had a bar called Wanderlust, and I'll say, yeah, I could have used a cheaper drink. We'll give it a 3-star rating. Submit. Okay, she's being a little slow. Great. Okay, so then you want to update user screen, and she'll appear at the bottom. Yep, so there she is, and that's our application. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Nice. Are you over 21?
Yes, I am. Hi.
Gotcha. Just making
All right, thank you for that one, Andre. That's pretty good. And then I think there's one more, right, Daniel?
Yeah. Recital.
Yep, ready. All right, so let me start sharing my screen. So can you guys see the slides?
Yeah.
All right. Hi, my name is Asim Williams, and with my partner Monique Barber, we developed Recital. Recital is a music speed changer and transcriber. So when we started the project, we decided that we wanted to solve a problem for musicians. So to understand what problems they had, we conducted 51 customer interviews across teachers and players to understand what problems they're having and what their goals are. And what we identified was that the goal was to learn how to play songs, and the most common problems that they encountered were the inability to find sheet music for modern music and lack of ear training. Ear training is basically just the ability to recognize notes in music by ear. And the revenue model for this app is freemium and one-time purchase. So let me pull up the demo. Do you guys see my simulator?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna walk you through the process of how a musician would use our app to learn songs faster. So when you open the app, you're presented with this UI, and the first thing that the user would do would be select audio, which brings up the file system, and they can select a audio file. And as you can see, the UI kind of comes to life and presents them with a lot of functionality. So what you'll see in the middle here is called the waveform view, which shows the waveform of the audio file they selected. And they're able to play along with the song using the player functionality. So you can see that the waveform corresponds with the position of the song. So wherever they need to play, they can see in the actual file. And if they want to loop certain sections of the song, they can do that. So right now I'm just looping the first three seconds of the song. So, or you can reset it and loop wherever you want to. And at the top here, you can see the letters, which are the actual notes in real time being transcribed by our algorithm to show what notes should be played. And if the user wants to speed up or slow down the audio to either challenge themselves to play it faster or learn to play slower, they can do that up to 2 times the speed or very, very slow. And then they can also use pitch manipulation and a filter. So the filter would be used to only hear frequencies that they want to hear while they're practicing.
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, if it's bass or melody that they want to hear, and then they can manipulate the pitch of the song up to 2 octaves or down to 2 octaves. And they can toggle those on and off as desired. So for testing the transcription, we didn't write any unit tests or anything, but we did write the song and then use that to test against, so we know what notes should be played and it's accurate. And as far as next steps, we definitely want to get the note recognition algorithm working better and plan to implement the core ML framework. And as far as market viability, we're not sure if the customer acquisition cost is less than the lifetime value, so we're looking into doing research about that. Any questions?
Whoa, are you a musician?
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Also, is this part of like one of your research projects?
This is just the type of science discipline that I'm really interested in. So the ability to be able to make a project out of it was really cool.
Yeah, because this is fire, dude. I play
Thank you,
guitar and I
appreciate
want to do this. I need to, sometimes I want to learn songs, but they're new, so they don't have the, no one has transcribed the music yet into the notes that they play. This would come in clutch.
Thank you. That's great to hear. That's awesome to hear.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was great. That was cool. I honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I could build that myself. That sounds really cool. Yeah. A lot. This just goes to show, you know, for the rest of everybody out here, like a lot of like you guys can really build whatever you set your mind to. Kind of bringing it back to what Nathan was talking about. Some of these apps are really cool, really innovative, and I hope nobody ever doubts themselves and like they can't build something super unique and interesting. Daniel, did you want to say some last words before we gave off this the floor to the next site, or were you kind of good? Put you on the spot.
I just want to say, everyone did a great job. Everything could be better. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. This is awesome. Kudos to everyone. Good job. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks again, Daniel, so much for all your hard work and all the cool conversations that we had over the past few couple months. And good job, Howard University. I'm super impressed by all you guys' apps, as well as the rest of you guys' apps. Everybody has really cool ideas, so I really hope you guys move forward with them. Up next is Cal State Monterey Bay. The tech fellow presenting the site, the groups, will be Jesus Bernard Lopez. Again, I've had some really amazing conversations with this guy. He's a real smart dude, and every time we have our check-ins, we talk about some really interesting stuff. So I'm excited to see what his students have done, and I'm excited to give the floor to him.
Thank you, Herman. So yeah, I'm the TA/tech fellow at CSMB, and I'm excited to show you what the groups have done. Up first will be Paul Whip and David Duong, who will be presenting FX Habit.
So hello, my name is Paul Whip, and together with Yasmin Carrillo, David Dwan, Gurpreet Sidhu, we are FX Habit. I'm just going to go straight to a demonstration. So you are what you do every day, and our goal was to create an app for creating functional habits. So let's go ahead and create a new task. We can also edit and delete tasks. The dog needs a little more time. Let's go ahead and limit our tasks down, get rid of a couple of them here. Takes a few moments for parse to update. Then we'll go ahead and mark these tasks complete. And that's it. We've completed our task for the day. That'll be updated in the database. And let's go ahead and write a journal about that because we're pretty excited we've got it done. So we can also go to the calendar and see the progress of our task completion streak. We are now at 23 completed tasks, and we can see today is highlighted. And if we go back to April, we see that it goes back the full 23 days, marking our streak. So let's go and encourage our friend Vanessa to get her streak started. So next time she logs in, she will see a notification saying that we encourage her to complete her tasks. We can also add a new friend. Let's add our friend Ness. Now this request is pending. Ness will be able to see it when she logs in, and if she hits accept, she'll be added to our friends list. So that's the basic idea of our app. Thank you all very much for listening. And again, we are FX Habit. Thank you.
That was great. I really like the calendar feature on that. I always wondered.
Are they color coded based on the streak of that day? Or like how many tasks they completed?
It just cycles through those colors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jesus, do you want to go up next one?
Thank you for that, FX Habit. Up next, we have Catching Sabermetrics, who will be presented by Quentin.
Cool. Hello. Mary, are you there too?
Yes. Go ahead and present it.
Okay. So yeah, hi. My name is Quentin. My partner's name is Mary. We are Catching Sabermetrics. A little bit of a brief description of our app is pretty much the app's aimed towards new baseball fans looking forward to getting into like the statistics of the said sport. It includes visual analytics that help translate data into interactive graphs using a graph API that I could find online. and it has potential to be used to manage a multitude of teams, such as like MLB teams, fantasy teams, and like little league teams or something, whatever. So yeah, this is the main landing page. So let's just add somebody. Let's call him like Joe, random. They play for like Los Angeles Dodgers, and he's a third baseman. Submit that, go back, you go view the players, different players from around. Joe's down here, doesn't have anything so far, or actually, this is that's his brother, Joseph Random. This is Joe Random right here. Doesn't have anything so far, so we can update it. So let's say Joe went 1 for 3 at the plate that day, he hit a home run, it was a grand slam, so he drove in like 4 different players. And apparently Joe is also a pitcher, besides also being a third baseman, so he got the win for that day. He pitched 9 innings, gave up no runs, and he had like 12 strikeouts. That's pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie, for a player. So it takes a while to load, so if you go back, yeah, everything's up to date. It calculates all the stats too. All the numbers on the right-hand side are from what normally a player that has like a 6-year career in MLB is expected to have. So maybe 60 wins at that point, have a 3.0 ERA, hits like 270 home runs by the end of like 6 years, all that type of stuff. And yeah, that's our app.
So is this to help? What is it called? Remembering people that bet money on teams, or like they create
like fantasy baseball or like fantasy sports and all that type of stuff.
Fantasy sports. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Dang, so this is your way of like getting ahead of the game, huh?
Yeah, that type of stuff can get pretty crazy, not gonna lie.
True. But you just made it easier for you now.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Cyber. Catching sabermetrics. Up next, we will have Blurbit, presented by Marco Aguilera.
Okay, let me bring my screen here. Okay, so we're Team Blurbit. Our project's called Blurbit. Our team members are myself, Marco Aguilera, Justin Betts, Frank Piva, and Julia Warner. So Blurbit is an app that allows users to find all information related to books. The app can help users find books that they might enjoy by helping them with reviews, recommendations, and finding bookstores.
So a few words about our tech stack. So we're using MTB barcode scanner for our barcode scanner feature. Then we're using the Rainforest API to get reviews from Amazon, as well as books by title, which is useful for our search by title feature. Then we're using Parse database to save recent searches, as well as reviews for the books you searched. Then we're using the Google Maps SDK for a map view and the Google Places API to get info about nearby bookstores. And we're using Apple's CreateML for a feature tab. You'll see more in the demo.
Okay, so before we go into the future plans, we'll show a demo. We're gonna play a video. Unfortunately, we weren't able to add a GIF. I think it was due to the size. So the first tab we see here is just a barcode scanner. The book that we're gonna scan is Ghost of the Watchman. So once you scan the book, you'll get reviews from the Rainforest API. So here we're showing the reviews. You can click on a review because some of these reviews can be pretty long, so you can expand them. The next tab is the search tab. Here you can search books by title. Right now we're just populating them with random books, but you can search for a book by clicking on the search tab. Here we're looking for The Alchemist. So we just wait for the response. Sometimes it can take a little while. So once you find a book that you looked for, you can click on it and again, see reviews that have been written for that book. So for our next tab, it's our recents tab. So this table gets populated as you start looking for books. Here you can click on the rate books to add a review. So here we're gonna click Ghost of the Watchman and write a review. The ratings are 5-star ratings. So awesome review is like 5-star, good read is 4-star, and so on. I'm gonna skip forward a little bit. So once you have the information in, you can now submit the rating. And here we're just gonna show that the review has been added to the book. So here we click on Ghost of the Watchman. And our username is Bob. We didn't show the login screen, but our username is Bob. So here's our review. The next tab is our map feature. So it pretty much pulls your current location and it populates the map with purple markers, and you can get like store information. You can also click on the search bar to look for a city. So here we do Seattle. And here's like, you can get like, if it's open, the street is on, the website, times of operation, and phone number. Second. And then our last tab is our featured tab, which will have Frank explain a little bit of what's going on here.
So the featured tab that we're using is we're using Apple's Create ML library, and we're using an item similarity recommender, and that's trained offline. And in a nutshell, the way it works is that if user A rates book X as 5 and book Y as 5, and then if user B also rates book X as 5, then it'll recommend book Y because that's similar to what the other user recommended. So as we'll see, as we saw in one of the other slides, user Bob had 2 5-star ratings for both fantasy and horror. So now in this screen right here, Bob is getting recommendations for both the fantasy and the horror genres. For our future plans, additional features we could add are the user profile picture. We wanted to add a bestseller screen and also scan by title instead of having to type it in. For our startup potential, we would have an audience of bibliophiles, more potential after COVID-19 passes since the shelter in place is in effect. And for our revenue model, publishers can pay to have their books included in the featured screen, and we would also allow bookstores to pay to stand out on the map screen.
And that's our app. Thank you.
What I had a quick question. What did you use a machine learning tool for? On what feature was it?
So it's based on the reviews. So when a user rates a book, that gets stored in the parse database, and then it uses, if you rate a book, it'll use users who also rated that book with a similar rating. It'll give you suggestions. So if you rate Frankenstein as 5 and you rate Dracula as 5, and I also rate Frankenstein as 5, then it's going to recommend Dracula to me.
Oh.
To populate the recommended recommendations.
Yeah, that's really cool. Sort of like Amazon giving you the, hey, like we think you would also like this. Buy me now.
Exactly.
Wow, that's awesome. Great work.
Thank you for that, Burbit. Up next, we have Locator, presented by Jorge Lopez.
Hi, my name is Jorge Lopez, and let me just hold on, let me share my screen. So, my name is Jorge Lopez, and my group consists of Howard, Emmanuel, and Athena, and we decided to create a app that was to help tourists or visitors that are looking for specific like places to go to and visit when they're in the area, and help them sort of like be able to see how far they are from there. So then once logged in, you're shown with the list of categories. So if you're looking for restaurants, click the restaurants, and then it'll populate with the list of restaurants that are near your area. And right now I have it simulating to San Francisco. So these are all places in San Francisco near your location. But if you're looking for let's say museums, it'll show you like museums or other art related places that to go to. But if you have a place in mind and you can't seem to find it in the categories, you could just go to search, type in what you're looking for, hit the search, and then it'll populate with pins of like the different 7-Elevens, for example. And once you click it, it'll take you to a details page which will give you more information on the location, its address, phone number, if it's open and at what time it's open throughout the day. And if you visited and like the place, you can also favorite it. And then it would populate in your favorites tab. Or if you found some like restaurant that you want to visit, you are also able to click on the restaurant and be able to create some sort of reservation. And then you just go to visit your bookings tab, and then it shows up right here. And if you're also able to cancel. Yeah. And that is located. Are there any questions?
Dang, your app got really affected by COVID, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Herman, to cut you out.
I was just saying that was great. Yeah, that was a lot. Like being able to reserve and then find restaurants and stuff. That was cool. Jesus.
Yeah. Thank you for that, locator. Up next, we have Puppy Love presented by Pernell.
Okay, so we're Puppy Love. I'm Pernilla, and my teammates are Rosario and Athena. And we created an app that will match you with a perfect dog breed. So I'll just go ahead and do live demo. Do you guys see my app?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So when you log in, you'll be welcome to our homepage where you get a small description of our app, the chance to take a quiz or go and update your profile. So we're going to go ahead and take the quiz, and we're going to answer a couple of questions. So if you want your furry friend to be easy to train, or if you want it to be independent, so I want mine to be independent. If I want to have it for a long time, which I of course want. And then you can decide what kind of activity you would prefer for your dog, whatever suits your need. And then if you want it to be small or big, if you can carry it around with you, I kind of want that. So when we click submit, you will be shown a result page of a couple of different breeds matching what you answered. It's like the group, the temperament, and a small description of the dog. As well as having a feed with other users. They can upload, you can like them, you can comment. And you can also keep track of the dogs that you have liked. And you can also go ahead and dislike them, and it will go away. And you have a chance to upload your own image of your own puppy. So just this one. submit it. Sometimes it's slow. Refresh, and there you go. If you like it, you can again see it on your liked images. And the whole point of the app is to find a perfect breed and then hopefully try to adopt it. So we added a map of different shelters close by. So for future reference, we will want to like search for a zip code and stuff. But as of now, it's nearby you. And we also have a profile page, which shows you the breeds that you got with a more detailed page. So like lifespan, grooming, and more details of your page, of the dog that you matched with. We also have an updating profile. So you can like update your profile picture as well as like, your text. And that's our app, Puppy Love.
This is really cute. Do you have a puppy by any chance?
Yeah, this one, that's my puppy.
Oh, nice. Have you found another puppy for your puppy? Like a personality test for your puppy?
Oh, she would want a very active puppy.
Oh, that was cute.
Thank you.
Yeah, the idea is really cool. I think like someone like me that I don't know anything about dogs, that'll be cool to learn more and get a match and stuff. Yeah, thank you for that.
Because I want to know what kind of dog would be best for me.
What was that?
I want to know what kind of dog would be best for me. Maybe a dog that can run.
Yeah.
Distance running. Yeah.
All right, Jesus. Next up.
Okay, thank you for that, Puppy Love. Up next, we have iTag presented by Noah.
Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Are you guys, can you see you got yourselves? I feel like you can't. Sorry. Either way. Hello, my name is Noah Thompson. I'm with iTag along with David Espiritu, Louis Throng, and Derek Iniguez. We came together and created an augmented reality tag game with real-time tag notifications and player tracking. We decided to really create this game because we saw that these difficult times were coming, and we wanted to show people that even in these like really hard times where we can't see our friends, where we can't see our families, like we can still connect to each other, and we don't need to be so close to each other to have fun, even with like a contact game like tag. So here is the technicalities that come with this game. So the two main features that we really like to show off is that our tag system. So our tag system is twofold. It uses one object detection to detect players in your immediate area, and two, a ray tracing system based off of our own in-house ray tracing class that takes in player positions and what the camera angle is and the max distance for a tag, and allows you to tag players in two different ways, just in case maybe you can't tag a player one way or something's weird going on with object detection. It has the second layer just to make sure. We definitely have a players list where you can see all the players and like their location. We have a map that updates every 2 minutes. Unfortunately, this being a multiplayer game, we couldn't populate that, especially with the distance between each of my team members. And then here is on the bottom is our parse database that fills in the ray trace program and the map location program that are both in-house. So currently, when it comes to future plans, we obviously want to move this from an MVP to a full-scale app. So we wanted to add some game features. We wanted to refactor code using refactor code for scalability. We wanted to add micro transaction payment systems for icon skins and like extra power-ups that aren't needed for the game. So we have like a revenue system. We wanted definitely to look for investors for our app. We think that having an investment base could really help us lift our app off the ground, especially since by 2021, mobile AR revenues are predicted to pass 17 billion. We definitely want to be part of that little pot as much as we can really integrate ourselves into it. And other than that, that's what we have. Thank you for listening. I would like to extend an extra special thank you to the CodePath people, to my team, and Jesus for everything that you've done for us. Oh, sorry. Any questions?
That was so cool. I like that you're heading into augmented reality. I think that's something that's caught my interest a lot, and I'm always looking at augmented reality things, and I really want to get those snap what are they called? Snap spectacles. I don't know if anybody, but that's super cool. I like the direction you're going. I really hope you move forward with that.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, iTag. I would hope to see that implemented with AR glasses. I think that would be awesome. But up next, we have FoodX, presented by Ashish Savani.
Hi, my name is Ashish Savani, and my partners are Andrew and Ivan, and we have created an app called FoodX. So the idea was originated because of the fact that in US, 30 or 40% of the food we buy is going to waste. Either it's like grocery or cooked food. It's just like going into trash every single day. So instead of going into trash, we can make something and share it with people who are in need. So we came up with this idea that we can take a picture, like a social media. You can take a picture and then post it, and people can see, people around you can see, and then they can communicate with you, get in contact, and you can provide them food. And we created this app that Andrew will do the walkthrough.
So I'm going to go through a quick run through of the app. Here's what the feed would look like. And if you click on the picture on the post, it'll bring up the map and show you the location of the post, where you can reach the food. Here's a few other posts. This one was created by Zuni 1991. And if you click on reviews, it'll show you the most recent reviews done by other users who have liked or disliked what he had to post. You can leave a review with a star rating and a quick message like really good. Submit it, and it should be there. Over here we have the profile tab where you can see your profile with the basic information, and you can upload a new post by clicking here. Say you made a lot of lasagna and you want to give it away. You would enter the information, then maybe put like the times you would be available, and submit it. That went through. You can check over here. Once it goes through, it should take us back to the feed. That's pretty much the app. If you click on the maps button, it should show the different locations of each post in the area. But yes, that's FoodX. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for the presentation, Rex. Finally, our last group is Compass, presented by Christopher Garcia.
Okay.
Hi guys, this is CodePath, and I'm Matt Cooper, and my partner is Christopher, and
Christopher Garcia.
And CodePath. What CodePath is a food app we developed to give users food near the location using Yip API.
Yeah, so we use the MySQL database to store all the users. This is just to, one, not burden the API. You have to create an account to log in. As well, we use MapKit in order to determine where you are GPS-wise in order to give you local restaurants near you. And of course, we use the Yelp API in order to curate a list as you see right here. It's pretty, super convenient. You get to see all the places, the ratings next to you. And yeah, sorry, and we have a map view, which will show you the web actually as close to you as possible on the map screen. Plans for the future, obviously, flush out the app a little bit more. Potential. The main point of this app is this is something for people that are new to cities, something where if you do not know high-rated restaurants near you, you can easily just use Compass and get a quick idea where you're going. So the goal is a check and go. You can see just through the slides, scroll through, select the restaurant, you get a detail view, and you can see where that restaurant is on the map. That's Compass.
That's awesome. I like all these food apps, honestly. It's making me kind of hungry, even though I ate breakfast before this. But yeah, no, that's great. And I think with that, was that the last one of their sites?
Yes, that was the final one. I would like to say thank you to the groups for showing up here on Saturday, and I would like to thank CodePath and especially Herman for helping me and the professor run the course on SCSMB.
Yeah, thank you. It's been awesome being able to see all these projects. I do want to give a little reminder, quick little intermission before we get into UCSD, that for those of you in the audience, I know some of you guys might want to get going or whatever, that I'm sending in the voting link again on the chat. That's not to say that we still have about 20 projects left, but I just want to send it out there. Keep that in mind. We have best app design, most innovative, best overall app, and what was the last one? Best product idea. So like, business model, revenue. Yeah. Yeah, so again, thank you, Jesus. It's been a pleasure working with you and seeing everything progress and seeing your students being able to present their apps. I think a lot of these have been really cool ideas, and I'm super amazed I'm constantly getting amazed by each site has given me something to be reevaluating whether I'm working hard enough or not. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce Alejandro. He's gonna introduce the students from the groups from UCSD, which is where I'm from. And so I'm really excited to see everybody from this school. I had the pleasure of being able to help some of you guys out debug and stuff. So I'm really hoping to see some of those bugs fixed out here in this demo day. Alejandro, if you're there, can you go ahead and unmute yourself and start presenting your groups? Hey.
Yeah. So just want to say thank you for all of you for coming here today. Looking forward to see what the students from UCSD have to present. There's been a lot of great projects so far, and they're going to add a lot more to what's to come. We do have 9 groups presenting today, so it might be a little long today. But the first group we have is Apartly, and the lead presenter is Tommy Kim. So go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is our app. It's called Apartly, and the goal of this app is to connect students together. Okay, so during the time of quarantine, a lot of the students feel unproductive, lost track of time, and no community. And by this trend of the YouTube of Study With Me, we realized that maybe students can have like a platform that they can study together so that they cooperate together and become more productive. So this is our app. It's called Apartly. And it's a chatting and timer app that keeps students on track during quarantine. And here is the walkthrough that I'll be going to have.
Yeah, so here's the app.
Next slide. Yeah, so here's the app. We have a login page, a home page, a timer room, and a chat room. After people log into the page, they'll be going to a home page, and they can select a room. Once they enter into the room, they can do a study call, and they can have like a global timer that keeps them on track. They can also chat on the bottom to see how everyone's progress are like.
Okay, and I'll be doing the live demo now. So this is our screen, and the user can log in. So I already made an account before starting.
I think, Tommy,
yeah.
It's only this page that's showing, the presentation that's showing.
Oh. Okay. So user can log in. Username, CodePath, password. This is our home screen. So the user can choose which study hall he or she wants to be in with other people. So let's say the user wants to do writing. So the user would start working at 2 o'clock with everyone working at 2 o'clock at the same time. So you'll see that exactly at 2 o'clock, you'll send an alert so people can start working in 50-minute intervals and 10-minute break times at exactly 2:50. So everyone's working at the same time. And this is our chat feature. So you can make a chat. And there's the username and the chat. Yeah, that's it.
Thanks for listening. And maybe if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We also have a lot of ideas for future plans if we're continuing making this app.
Awesome.
That was great. Yeah, I like the idea of having the timers there because it really helps. Oftentimes you'll set aside time to do something, and if you're not diligently watching your time and setting that, managing that, you can easily lose track and go over. So I think this is a cool idea. I like where you're going with it, and it adds a new twist to this idea of studying remotely and working with people. So good job, guys. Alejandro, I'll let you go ahead and present the next group.
Yeah, so thank you, Partly. And next up we have Finden, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, with Jing Li.
Okay, I can't share my screen because the other person is still sharing their screen.
I got you.
Okay. Hi, my name is Jing, and our app is called Fitten, And it's kind of like a social app where you can search for events or free items. And it was mainly centered around UCSD, but it can be like further implemented to like your location.
So we noticed that there was a problem at UCSD. Like there's like a lot of like Facebook groups and like posters everywhere, and there's so many events happening, but the information's like everywhere and it's not like consolidated. So we like realized that there was a need of consolidation for all of these events and like free items that everyone wants.
So our solution is one app that can record all the events you need. And rather than having to coordinate your events on multiple sites like Facebook and like through posters and stuff, our app allows you to keep all your events on one platform so you could easily access and manage them.
So the main functionality of our app is basically creating posts on free events and items on campus and also viewing those posts. So in a creation screen, user can upload an image of an event or an item and also write down some specific information about it, such as location, date, and caption. And we also implemented a separate feed screen for each event and items where users will be navigated to see the detailed information about the selected cell.
And here's a quick demo of our app. So once you log in, you can see this feed. So like you have events here and you can click in to see the description, and then to make a new event, you click the plus button and then you choose a new image. So let's say we choose the guys of the library and we say UCSD. So after you put in the title, the event location, and the date, you can post it. And it'll show up down here.
Nice. Okay, so some features we can add in the future are a map of events that show nearby events according to your location, user profiles for individual clubs and organizations, an option to favorite events and free items on your feed, and finally a messaging system to get in touch with event organizers or people who are posting free items.
And that's it. Thank you for listening.
That was great. Thank you, guys. I like the idea of having everything consolidated into one spot. I always lose myself in Facebook groups. And I actually hate going on Facebook because then I go there for an event and then I get lost in the feed just scrolling. That's not what I was trying to do. I just wasted 20 minutes. So good job, guys. Alejandro, I'll give the mic back to you.
Okay, so thank you. We also have a couple of food apps that were created by our students. So the next one is Foodie, and with presenting is Howard Wayne.
All right, hey guys. I'm gonna share my screen. Okay. Can you guys all see the slides?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we are Foodie. Our team wanted to create an app that helps students or anyone in general bond over food. So we noticed that in UCSD specifically, it's very socially deprived and people have trouble finding genuine connections. And also we noticed that food can like break down those barriers of social interaction. So why not create an app that helps us bond over food? All right. I'm gonna play the video demo. I'm sorry, our simulator is very laggy right now, so we're just gonna use this video. So here you can choose your favorite food preferences. And here are the stories that your friends can share about their food adventures. I just shared a food story. Okay, so here is our friends list. You can chat with them, schedule hangouts, talk about your favorite restaurants, stuff like that. Here you can add a friend. And you can see your friend's stories.
Why?
Here are the restaurants that you can view. We use a Yelp API to get all this information, including price, rating, contact info. And you can also like the restaurant. Okay, last but not least, here is your profile screen. As you can see, I added Bob as a friend. I can also edit my preferences. And yeah, that's our app. I have a few more slides. So our main focus was on UI design. So here, you probably didn't see this because I went too fast, but like in the sign up screen, you can choose your favorite color and that sets the theme for the whole app. And that really like brings out your personality so that people can see like, oh, this person is like, really likes blue or red or like green. And that's our way of giving you a personalizable app experience. Future ideas are we can have points for each hangout. So if you schedule a meetup at a restaurant with a friend, you can get points and the restaurant can give you discounts on food. We'll also recommend restaurants for you based on you and your friends' food preferences. And also in the future, we might have similar friends with similar interests and make friend groups. Okay, any questions?
Did you guys make the icons and animations on your own?
Yeah, that's all our UI designers' work. And
nice, they're really cute. I was like, that's fish. It reminds me of what is that store where they sell fish with chocolate ice cream inside it?
Oh yeah, I forgot, but
so
I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, that was great. I think I love that you guys made your own designs and stuff. I think that's amazing. One thing I was gonna say that I found really funny was that all these food apps are using the Yelp API to take Yelp's business away. Like, so that's super sick. Good job, guys. I really enjoy it, and I like that you're gonna add. I'm planning to add like a, meetup feature with that. That's really interesting. Alejandro, I'll give you back the mic and let you present the next group.
Thank you to Foodie, and next we have Linked House presented by Hai Ho-san.
Oh, hi. Let me just share my screen with you guys. Oh, hi. We're Linked House, and we're an app designing for helping UCSD students to find their dream roommates and also rentals. So here are our members. We have Gary, Simon, Angela, and we're our developers. So the problem that we actually want to solve is, as some of you might have already noticed, that finding roommates can be very iterating, and it's very time consuming to find a very suitable roommate. So in order to solve that problem, we have basically so the app that we created allows the user to find their dream roommates and rentals. And there are two steps in our solution. The first one is we allow the user to post information about rentals or themselves. And also we also allow the user to browse the post about rentals and roommates. And therefore they can have an information exchange platform and they can just communicate with each other to find their best suitmate. Let's just go directly into the demo time. Here's our login page. You can basically sign up. We use the parse database to store our user information. Here are some posts that have already been posted by other people. You can basically view the post and see the information that you want. This is a feature about the personal profile where you can update the personal profile and also add some personal descriptions, which can increase the possibility that you can find your suitable roommate. All right, let's just post a new post about the information that you want. So you basically create the title and also insert the picture and add some, comments or something. After that, you will see your post is already being shown in the app and also being shown by other people. There are definitely some, improvements that we want to do. First of all, we want to have the chat features, which allow the user basically, communicate with each other more time efficiently and also conveniently. And the other step of our app is to have some UI UX user experience design, because no matter if this is a very small project or large project, we really care about how the user experience, and we really want the user like our design. All right, that's all for presenting today. Thanks for watching. Thank you.
Thank you for that. I think it's a good idea based on like the fact that like we always do end up having someone moves out and we had to force ourselves to live with someone that we don't know and we don't feel comfortable with. So I think this is cool. I think this is great. I think you should move forward with this, and hopefully I can see something in the App Store soon. Alejandro, I'll give back to the floor to you and let you present the next group.
So up next we have Missing Ingredient presented by Christian Lake.
Hello. Okay then, let's see. So I just hit present, right? Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay, then good. Hello there. My name is Christian and I've been working with Apnabir and Jared, and our project is called Missing Ingredient. So we initially had 3 ideas. We either wanted to create a food sharing app, a boba rating app, or a roommate calendar. And we took a survey, we asked some people, and in the end we decided to go with a food sharing app. Now, UCSD is a very good food support system. We have both the pantry where you can grab ingredients or the food notification app. However, we wanted to create one that was more individual, that could be student run. It would always be available. It would be an app and we'd be able to request specific ingredients that we need. We also like that it would also be able to help foster interaction between other students, especially if you were in your same college. So we set this up on Firebase. We used Firebase API to authenticate users, and we pushed and pulled collections of data, which were posts, into Cloud Firestore. We also attempted to create a messaging system in which, using unique message IDs, user IDs, and key chain wrappers, we could hope to create chats between the users. So on our homepage, we have two main tabs, which are offers and requests, and people will be shown the posts, either people who are offering food or people who are requesting food. Each post will display the college, the item, and a short description about it, as well as a image. And that we also had a messaging button on top, which would lead to the message feature. For offers and requests, on the tab bar, we have a plus for posts. So here you can make an offer or a request, and you just type in the information, and then we have access to a photo gallery as well for offers. The messaging system, we did not get it to work, but we have most of the implementation set. So in messaging, you'd see the live chats right here. You would touch the plus bar on the top left, and then you'd be able to search for a user and then add them to create a chat. For delete, we have my posts. So these are all the individual posts that you've made. And there will also be an additional feature to delete a post. We did not get that to work either because of time constraints. Lastly is the profile page. So on the top right, we have a profile, and that would give you both your name and your college of residence. And then we also put the logout feature there. So as you can see, we missed a couple of features. Obviously the first step would definitely be to finish the messaging and the delete features. And then after that, we actually tested it on campus, see how other students react to it, and see, hey, if I have another person in Marshall and I live in Marshall, would that motivate them to talk and perhaps swap ingredients? And then after that, we'd also be able to see if we could expand this to beyond UCSD, which already has an existing system for people for other schools who may not have enough food support. And that's our presentation.
That's great. Thank you for sharing. I think, you know, hopefully after this COVID-19 stuff, quarantine ends, and, you know, people will be able to actually meet up and be able to exchange and share food and find more of that. But I'm glad to see that, you know, where you know, how far you were able to take the app, and then seeing where, you know, it fits in on campus and stuff. But so far, it looks really good, and I'm really proud of you guys. I'll let Alejandro present the next person.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, so up next we have Charlie, and presenting that would be Lake.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, great. Let me just share my screen real quick over here. So let me just give me one moment, hide. All right. Can you guys see the PowerPoint?
Yes, sir.
All right, okay. So and the developers here for Chali is Adib, me, Laith, and our other developer, Iman. So Chali is a challenge-based social media app. So the problem that we notice is that we have apps such as, you know, Snapchat and TikTok, but there's not really a sense of privacy in terms of being able to, so they have the main function of being able to group with one another, but we can't really keep track of posts that are made in groups. So we decided to make an app where you can talk with other people in a group, but you can also make challenges within that group and be able to see what posts have been made in that group specifically, rather than a homepage kind of style. And to demonstrate this, let me just go to our demo over here. Let me just hide this. Here we go. So right now I'm in a group with two of my developers over here. So let me just say, hey guys, check it out here. So here we can see that one of my developers is teammates is typing, hey, doing good. Let me just say, check out this cool flower I have. So let's just say that I took a picture of a really nice flower and wanted to see if they have pictures of some of them too. So I can just go to challenge over here and make a new flower challenge. Go to choose a picture. Let's say I chose this, choose this over here. And then let's just put a cool description. My cool flower. So let's say that here I made the challenge for them to post a new, whatever flowers that they can have, see if they can top mine's. So we can see that if they go to the top right over here, they can see the current challenge that's going on and they can make a post about it. So let's assume that they're trying to figure out what to post, but in the meantime, let's say that I'm a different user in this group and I can choose another flower to post as well. So I'll just choose this one over here. And we can see that I'll just say my leaf. We post it around here. And we can see that there's currently a new flower. Anyone can like it. So if we double tap over here, we can see that it's been currently liked. Let me just say here, sick flower, posted around here. So now this challenge is only specific to this group. So no one else can see it here. But let's just say that I close the app and I come back after a while and I want to know what challenges or posts have been made. Instead of going to the group specifically, I can also just go to the home page. We can see here that my friend just posted a flower. Is this a flower? Oh, that's a pretty cool, I mean, it's not really a flower, but I guess I could like it. So pretty cool flower. I can see I guess my friend Adib also liked it as well. And if I want to, let's say that there's some challenges that have been made all over the world rather than the group, and I'd like to post an existing challenge. We can see here that, oh, there's some cool challenges that have been made here. Let's check out trash tag. That looks pretty cool. I'll try posting something here to see if I can get anyone to like it. And so say pretty neat. And then we post it around here. And let's just see if that's been made over here. Let me go to the home page. Yeah, pretty neat. Other than that, we've also implemented a profile section where we can check our current challies, and we can also edit my profile. So I'll just change my profile over here. Another dude. Check out, change my profile picture to this. And here's my cool bio, and we can save changes. All right, sweet. So that's pretty much what Chally is. It's basically where you can just have fun with your friends, try to challenge one another, see, you know, each day which one has the best likes, and at the end of the day, figure out who won the best challenge. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, this is really cool. I think it's interesting to be able to create that competition online and remotely. Like now that like we can't really meet up and do challenges in person. Yeah, this is pretty intricate, and I think like I like that your features are all cleaned up and like fleshed out. I think it's really hard to do that, and you know, within the course run that we have. But I think it's cool. Yeah, it definitely helps build a community, and I'm interested in seeing like what type of challenges like people will come up with. I like the planking challenge.
Yeah, that's pretty much because yeah, we just wanted to be able to like, because I've had trouble like in organizations where we're just like we try to like make a competition thing, but like we just say, oh, who can post it? But if we post on WhatsApp, for example, we'll just get left behind in the in our chat history. So we decided to make something where we can actually keep track of all the posts.
Yeah, no, this is cool. Like, I mean, it could be something that people like companies use to like create challenges. I mean, I know like there's always companies using like, oh, here's this challenge, like, or Apple, you know, code at home challenge. Like, so yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, in the future, we were thinking about like, oh, maybe we can also get brands to try to create something and then have everyone participate in it as well. So if in terms of just being able to like implement it with other companies as well in order to help flesh out the app.
Yeah, this is cool. I would really like to see you guys move forward with this idea. I think you guys have a lot of good stuff right now so far, and just gaining traction and building it and fleshing out would be great. But yeah, thank you so much for presenting. I'm gonna go ahead and give it back to Alejandro and let him introduce the next team.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you to Charlie one more time. And coming up next, we have Splitter, presented by Alex Fan.
Hi, let me share my screen. Do you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't share screen while others participate sharing.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay. Okay. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So our app is called Splitter. It by Tuan, me, Alex, and Kellen. So what is it? It's a bill splitting app that uses optical character recognition. We used the Tesseract OCR iOS CodePath, and it parses the receipt. You scan. It parses the items into a table view cell, and it allows users to add recipients to items to properly calculate and share payment amounts. And here are early mock-ups of our app I made using Adobe XD. So we originally wanted to sign in with Venmo, and then it will instantly take you to a camera view for you to scan your receipt. And then you would be able to add recipients and add the items. Some features. So we have login and sign up feature implemented with Heroku. And then we have the optical character recognition with Tesseract. And I also pulled iOS contacts list to get like the name of the recipients. I didn't quite get the Venmo implementation. And I used a UI picker view to add multiple recipients to each item. And if you add multiple people to one item, it'll instantly calculate how much each recipient owes. So here's a video.
Okay. Oh, so I can do multiple people too. Huh. Wait, it's actually on the App Store?
No, that was just for the meme.
Oh, I was about to download it.
So some future features that we would want to implement is integrate it with Venmo and or like Apple Pay to auto request price. And I would implement a better UI using the bulletin board CocoaPod to add and delete recipients. So if the user would want to add a recipient, it would do this kind of a pop-up menu. And then I would also implement the feature to edit payments and add item text. And I just want to say thank you to CodePath for giving us this opportunity and having such an awesome course.
Thank you, Alex. That was great. I enjoyed the video. I always love it when groups go above and beyond to create those promotional videos and add that other layer.
Thanks. I didn't sleep last night to make it.
Oh, dang, yeah. I assume that took a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely post it on YouTube so that we can share it. But no, that's great. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it back to Alejandro and let him present. But thank you for sharing. That was really good. I'm excited to see where you go with it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex, and your group. Next, we have JAR, presented by Nassar.
Hi, y'all. Now let me share my screen. Can you see this?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, wait. All right. Okay, I'll start right now. Hello, my name is Nassar Isa, and I'm here to represent our group, the creators of the JAR app, me, Mohammed, Hanid, and Abdiaziz. It seems that everything in the world can be accomplished from one click away. Therefore, we think families should have the ability to keep a record of what chores their children have done in the house. This idea was created to give children incentives of being more involved in the household and have better communication between parents and the guardian. This is what the JAR app is for. JAR is designed for families to keep a timeline of who has done chores. This way, parents can determine what reward their child receives based on how many chores that they have accomplished. To flesh out this idea, we used Parse to create a chat client messaging app that can allow parents to message chore requests to the children. The children, in turn, will message the parents back about the statuses of the chore. Here is a quick demonstration. So right now we are creating a parent user. This user is going to sign up with our JAR app. from here, we are going to create a new request inside of our timeline. Previously, another user had asked to make a request. So right now the parent is asking the users to do the laundry. Now we're going to use another user to respond to that chore. You're now signing in, and now the user can either say, I am done with this chore, or I'm going to be on it, it's in progress, and that's it. In the future, we plan on improving the UI interface and incorporating more functionality in the app, such as implementing virtual currency that can be rewarded to the children, and a hierarchy system between parents and children that will give privileges to the parents and less privileges or less app privileges to the children. So like the parents can only, so for example, the parents are the only ones that can give out chore requests.
Oh.
Thank you for listening, and thank you for CodePath for giving us this opportunity, and thank you.
Yeah, I wouldn't want my children to giving me chores, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I really like it. It's really creative. I like the idea of virtual currency, because obviously we don't want to spend real money. I'll go ahead and pass it back to Alejandro and let him introduce the last group, I think.
Yeah, so thank you, Nasser. And yeah, like Herman said, our final group presenting today, BizHub, presented by Pooja.
Pooja. Pooja, is that Pooja?
Hi. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Sadiksha, and my team members are Pooja and Lovepreet. So the inspiration for this app came from how, with the impact of COVID-19 especially, many small businesses have suffered and gone bankrupt. So the general problem that we wanted to explore is related to how small businesses sometimes struggle to compete with larger corporations, and they may have difficulties with having the resources to advertise their services to the public. So we think that building a strong economy for local businesses is very important. And this platform provides a way to allow consumers to find and help support these smaller local businesses and to easily find the specific goods and services from people nearby. Our app serves as a local hub to help encourage the discoverability and promotion of small businesses. Our app is different because we offer deliveries for different types of services, not just groceries. So business owners can use this app to market a variety of their special services to consumers.
Okay, let me open up the simulator. Okay, so for our app, we have a tab view controller, which has 3 tabs categories in which a new category can get inputted based on when a user registers their app. And this info is pulled from the parse database. Then there's also a profile page in which the user's info is stored, as well as a business owner's information can be stored. And then a receipts page, which parse would be used to keep track of a user's orders. We haven't completely implemented this function, but a user's orders would go here. In the categories, you can go ahead and click a category, and then you would be shown all the businesses.
Takes a while for parse to load. No worries. There you go.
And then, so we could go ahead and order some food. And then this would calculate the total price. And then you can go ahead to the schedule feature and then schedule a day and a time that you would want this to be delivered. In the future, we would try to implement in which the business hours would be restricting as to when you can order. And then you can confirm this, and then your order confirmation would list what you ordered as well as the price, and then you could submit that order and you're taken back to the categories page.
The features that we would want to implement in the future are a payment system and an interface for users to register their businesses directly in the app, and also complete the implementation for the receipts page. And the way that we thought our app could generate revenue was that we would have a subscription plan that businesses could purchase that allows them to have additional features that could help with employee management and improve communication with customers, like private messaging or the ability to assign employees to orders or jobs.
And that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you for sharing. That was really good. I think, especially in times like this, it's important to highlight those types of jobs and stuff, because we have spreadsheets all over LinkedIn trying to like find internships and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you for sharing. That was good. So that's an end to UCSD's presentations. Alejandro, I'll give you the mic one more time to give some words of wisdom to the students, and then we'll pass it over to San Jose State.
Yeah, so thank you for all the students that presented so far. Just want to say thank you to the tech fellows at UCSD. I wouldn't have been able to do this by myself without you. And it's been a great experience working with the students so far. This is my first time being a tech fellow, and it's pretty amazing seeing the app ideas go from like so simple wireframe to their final design. It's pretty impressive seeing what my students and all the other students were able to produce at the end, and looking forward to see what they have to do in the future.
Yeah, and I want to say again, you did a great job, Alejandro. Seeing you being my student and taking over as tech fellow. So thank you, Alejandro. Thank you, Ritik, Annie, and Sashank. You guys did great. With that being said, I'm gonna pass it over to Guillermo so he can introduce Samina and San Jose State, since he had more personal relationship to that.
Yeah, thank you, Herman. Before I move on, I'd like to see who is falling asleep. If you're falling asleep, give me a thumbs up. If you're wide awake and got your coffee, give me a clap, a virtual clap right now. Nice. Round of applause. Okay, all right, everybody's getting their coffee. Cool, perfect. I just want to make sure everyone's still awake. Nice. And also, before we move on, just a reminder that we have our Demo Day voting link set up here and the projects. So make sure that you all start clicking on your votes and get ready to start looking at the next university's amazing project, San Jose State University, Tech Fellow Samina and Ayesha.
Hello, this is Samina Kazi. I am one of the tech fellows at San Jose State, and I think the reason why we were put at the end was because they always save the best for the last, right? So I'm really excited. I'm really proud of our teams here. They did an awesome job, and let's jump in there. And I'd like to call the first team Food Plus. So Food Plus, take the stage. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Dewey. Today I'm gonna represent my team to do a live demo of iOS application called Food Plus. So I get started. So recent study shows that restaurant and institution generate about, sorry, I cannot read, 26% of food waste each year, while there's about 100,000 people in the Bay Area facing food insecurity. So Food Plus is designed to help restaurants to give away or sell their excess food at discounted price and also help consumer find food sources more easily. And this probably provides a way to reduce food waste and food insecurity. So this is our user story, and I'm gonna demonstrate these in the live demo. I'm gonna do live demo instead. Is that running? Device locked. Okay, sorry. So here's my app. So you can log in. You can register as a restaurant or a member. I already signed up, so I can log in as a restaurant owner. So my restaurant is selling sushi, and at the end of the day, I have a lot of excess food. I want to give them away for free or sell them at discounted price. I already posted 3 items, so I'm gonna go ahead and post another item so I can just take a picture. I don't have sushi right now, just take a snack. Post it. And also, I'm clicking at the plus button here. I'm gonna post another one. As a snack too, choosing from the gallery. This time I have a sushi picture. So that's it. So I'm gonna log out and I'm gonna log in as a member. So basically the consumer who is hungry and finding for is looking for food. And here is all the food items that posted from other restaurant that using the app. So I can search for food based on its name, maybe pizza. And I really like the pepperoni here and it's free. So I'm gonna add it to the cart. And also I can search for based on the location, San Jose. I am gonna add this sushi snack and also add the bowl here. Okay, so I have 3 items in the cart right now. And I'm thinking it's, I don't need the pizza, so I'm going ahead and delete it. I'm swiping to the left. So I'm quite satisfied with my cart right now. And I can just go ahead and finish the payment. I click on the button here, waiting for the PayPal portal to pop up. And just click on Visa and complete my payment. So I can see the order number here and order was picked up within 5 hours. So I can log out. So if I go back to the restaurant view, you see that those 2 items has been sold out. That's updated the status to sold out. So, so that's pretty much it. So for future improvement, I think it's gonna be a good idea to incorporate the location tracker to help people make better decisions because not everybody can drive. And this is the QR code of our video demo on YouTube if you guys want to rewatch it. Hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you so much.
Can you share that in the chat also? Of the video link. It looked really cool.
Yeah, that was great. I really love that you're trying to target this problem of like food waste because there's so much of it. And I feel like there's not enough being done about it. So thank you guys.
Yeah, I really like the idea that he actually implemented payment, something that scares new developers. That was pretty like a bold decision there. I really admire that. And actually he did integrate the PayPal API there, which was really like live, you know. So that's really good. And then he also addressed another problem of sustainability, you know, how we recycle things. So awesome, great job. Okay, next up we have OrderBud, Team OrderBud, please take the stage. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Do you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, so our application is called OrderBud, and it's between me and David. The idea of the application is that, so what we thought is that when you go to a restaurant, you want to order new foods, but you have no idea if you're going to like it or not. Are you going to use Yelp? You're not going to like that because you got random pictures, mixed reviews, people mad about the parking lot, and basically no useful information about the food that you are trying to basically to try. What we decided to do is to create an application where people can share information about the food, the restaurant can update their menus, and you can get taste characteristics regarding how the food tastes like, an average for everybody, and then you can make better decisions and try better food in the future. So we have on our user story side, you can look up the restaurants, you can look up the foods, and you can read the foods information, you can rate them, and also write reviews. And here a live video, I'm going to go ahead and demo that. I'm going to talk over the video. So here's the first page, and you can search for the restaurants' names or the foods. And we're going to go ahead and try with. So we got a Cello Kababi, which is a restaurant in Sunnyvale, and we also have the information for Bonchon Chicken in Mountain View, which you probably have tried if you live in the Bay Area. Oops, I have, how was it? Okay. There you go. Apparently that is not working. Okay, so in this side, you can click on every one of these items and it will take you to the, this is, there you go. So you can click on them and then it'll take you to their page. So for example, we're gonna go ahead and start with the Bonchon Chicken, which is the restaurant. And here you get a loaded menu and with the pictures and informations, which you can click on each one of them and it will take you to their details page, which we'll get to that later. I'm gonna go ahead and try one of these. So that's how it basically looks like, but I'll explain later. And you can also search for these foods from the search bar itself instead of going to the menu restaurant, and it will take you to the same place. So now that we're here, a couple of informations, we've got a title, we've got a description and a picture, and we have these taste characteristics, which basically give you an idea of how this thing tastes like. Is it a spicy, sweet, is it salty, juicy? And these are not final choices, but just examples. You can also write a review and rate the total food, and later on, and basically that will average out for the food. And later on, we want to add these reviews in a table view down there so you can scroll and see what people have wrote. So what I guess is I'm going to go in and write a review here and rate it 5-star. And once I submit it, if I go back to it, I see that the food is now at 5 stars, which was previously not reviewed. And now if I review it again and say, hey, I didn't like it much, then it's going to give it a 1 star. And then it's going to average out to 3, which is 1 + 5 divided by 2 rates so far. So that's the basic idea. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this and move on. So what we thought is that how are we going to take these informations, because I've looked everywhere and nobody has them, and whoever has it is not able to share it. And even Google doesn't have it. And what we thought is we can create a pair application for the restaurants, which restaurants can log in and view the menus and edit the dishes information, which we indeed actually created that application, but I don't think there's enough time to demo that. So the ultimate goal of this thing is to move the whole menus online, because everybody has smartphones and when they go to a restaurant, instead of restaurants printing paper menus and updating them every 6 months, you can basically just pull up your phone and look at the menu. And it also gives the customers a better sense and help them choose it. And basically it gives them more reasons to go back to the restaurant. It's a win-win for both restaurants and the customers. Thank you for watching, everyone. And that was it.
That's actually clever. What the heck? Have you published the app yet or thought about it?
What did you say? Sorry.
Have you thought about publishing to the App Store yet, or getting funding for it, for the idea?
Well, I'm not sure how that is possible.
Little by little.
Yeah,
Hi.
I haven't looked at.
Hi, I actually think about that. So I'm pretty sure on summer I will try to finish the whole project and then public, maybe in the summer.
There you go. Because Palo Alto,
Because Yes, because I feel like eventually everything is switched to online, right? So when you go to the menu, it's gonna save time. You know the idea about the food before you go to a restaurant, just save time for you to order and save time for the order, the waiter to like tell you oh what you want or give the idea about the food. So I think it's gonna be a really good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'd like to hear more. What do you think, Lumer?
wait, what was that?
What did you think about the app? You were saying something.
Oh, yeah, that it's great actually, because if you go to like pretty much any restaurant that's a big name, have order like on McDonald's, they no longer have that many cashiers up front. Now you can just order from the big giant tablet that they have set up. But this would be like something to help out local small businesses that can't afford that. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, exactly. Plus the fine restaurants and basically good dining places, they don't want to take orders electronically. They believe in having the waiters coming over, greeting you, opening your wine. So they're not going to move to doing iPads and stuff like that. This is the closest they can get, but this is very helpful in my opinion.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you guys.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
By the way,
I think, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying that I joined you on the beach, Samina.
Oh. I want to go out, but I can't go out. So I'm just imagining I'm going out, that's the best we can do. So I got tired of the San Francisco bridge image that I had for a while. Now I'm looking at the ocean. I've never been to an ocean, I mean, in States, but someday, I'm hoping. So yeah, so I think the app itself has two very cool features, which I'm not sure if you guys noticed. Like if you want to go to a restaurant and you start searching, you're basically looking at the restaurant name and then you go into the menu. And then when you look at the menu, they have a good beef dish, but a bad chicken dish, and then a good veggie dish, and all these things. And now you can't even go to the restaurant because we're all quarantined. What this app clearly does is that you can look at the pictures, and these pictures are like posted by people, I hope. I mean, sometimes they have fake pictures on the menu, which are not what the real food looks like. But I hope what they have implemented on the back end has real food pictures. That way you can actually look what you're going to get, and you can order from multiple restaurants. You can order chicken from one restaurant and veggie from the another restaurant, because he has the reviews and the pictures right there. Because when I'm hungry, I don't care where it's coming from. I want good food. So I don't go by the restaurant, I go by the food, So I think that's clearly like a big thing that his app resolves, that we don't have to now be restricted to one place. We can choose from many, because now everybody's delivering anyway. So that's really good job. Yeah. Just wanted to add.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So next up we have is what to do slides.
Thank you, Samina.
Sure.
So I'm gonna share my desktop. Can you guys see that slide now?
Yeah.
Okay. So our team implemented the app called What to Do. This is a competitive and cooperative online to-do list app. And we wanted a simple but powerful app to track who did what. So program tackle during the implementation is synchronizing to the database and the storage. And then actually the tracking of each member's job was one of the difficult job. So I hope it's crucial to know members' tasks, especially in this situation. So this app would be great fit. Oh, can you see that the screen now here? So for the technical, we use a location, the image, and the Firebase mainly. And then for the location image, we use them for the user profile. And for the Firebase, we use the authentication and real-time database and the cloud storage. So here I have a quick demo video here, and I have two different accounts, so that having the different categories, and then want to share the what project called What to Do.
So I want to share this category using the invitation key. So like the other account can join using the invitation key. So now they have the exact same post, and then because it's using a real-time database, you don't actually need to reload manually. So once you the other account post, the other account can see and then notification as well. So this is our app, and then UI is inspired by Post-it actually. So this is the like look like Post-it, and then for the performance, for the future plans, for the performance implement, and then basic to-do list functions like flags or like reminders, and the variety of notification for cooperative and the competitive app, especially for the global timeline for achievement with comment feature, like not limited to the invited members, the more like social apply, and then option to make category public, so everyone can encourage each other to achieve something. And also, I actually found the Firebase is simple and powerful, and then they have the ML kit from the Firebase. I like to integrate machine learning kit from the Firebase to match and show global timeline with the recent activities of users. So this is our app. Thank you for listening.
Nice, good way to help organizations keep their structure and anyone through an app, especially since mostly we use like web apps, but this will be clutch.
You know, I like the UI a lot. Usually when you look at your to-do list, you feel like, oh my God, this is such a huge list and it's boring, the same, you know, same kind of Excel kind of list that you see. Here, it's all nice and colorful, you know, makes you feel good about what you're doing actually.
Thank you, that's great to hear.
And I'm glad you guys actually tried the machine learning part of it, you know, that was really cool. Yeah, awesome. Yep, you can extend that to many things once you have mastered that part, you know. Okay. Great job. Okay, next one, players meetup slides. Team players meetup slides. Please go ahead.
Nada, I think you're muted.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, so my name is Nada. My teammates are Haitao, Risha, and Yazan. So it happens to a lot of us where at one point we go for a walk or a run, or maybe just go to the park to hang out with other people, and we end up finding someone playing basketball or tennis or soccer, and we end up joining them, and eventually a lot of people come in and a whole match is going on. So it happens, so once you join the people, you end up having a great time and meet new friends, but it also happens that these occurrences are rare and random. So the idea behind our app was to allow people to find locations nearby, but also to form teams beforehand, and that way you can plan ahead with people who have the same interest as you. So as you can see, our app supports light and dark theme. We also added some cool animations to make the app more motivational and inspirational, which is the goal. So as you can see over here, we can start by making a profile. So the app is basically a social media, but also a meetup app. So on the third screen, you can see all the locations that are nearby. And once you select one, you can see where it is, click on Google Maps, and it will show you the directions.
Then you can go back, join a team, and then you have a live update on who wants to play there. Once you join a team, it will show you exactly where you are. And at any point, you can only be in one team, just so we can have consistency. Once you join a team, you can actually see who is in that team, and you can talk to them, chat with them, and you can also see their profiles, as we see on the last screen over here. So we use the Yelp API and the Google API. We also use the Firebase for real-time updates. So the goal is basically to use the app solely to be able to meet with other people and to have a great match, either basketball, tennis, anything really. So the Yelp API would give you the best matches with the most courts. That way you have all the options in the app, and you don't have to leave the app to talk to other people or anything. Everything will be in the app. The goal is ultimately to have a great time. And our future plans would be to match people based on their skill set, set a date and time for when a user will join the team. And we also want to add being able to track the number of games that are completed, and ultimately also specify which sport exactly you want to play, just for better matching. So yeah, so that's the idea for our app. Do you guys have any questions?
I just wanted to say I think this is pretty cool, because I'm always looking for people to play some pick up sports with, whether it's like tennis or soccer. So I think it's a cool idea, and I really like the design. Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, it's usually hard for me to get people to play with, and the only times I actually get to play with people is through intramural sports, which is like you have to pay $15 though, and you have to find a team.
Yeah, so basically we have a lot of public courts in the United States, and the main idea is to take advantage of that and make it like a social interaction based on sports.
Yeah, I love it. I like the idea.
You know, I think your app is capable of doing a lot more than what you are right now you're doing, because you could extend the same idea to when you attend meetups. If you go to meetups, there are a lot of people you meet and they all exchange their emails or whatever, you know, and then you say, oh, I'll follow up. And then next day you are like, oh, where did I put that email? Oh, it was in my chat. No, it wasn't my WhatsApp. No, it wasn't my Slack. Here, I really like the fact that you integrated chat on it, because you don't have to look for the person's contact outside the app anymore. You just send a hello right there from the chat and be able to continue the conversation without any time wasted in looking up. You could do this for a career fair. You could use it at a restaurant. You could use it anywhere where you run into people that you meet for the first time, but you forget to follow up. So there's a huge potential. I think you could make various versions of it and sell it all differently. The amount of work would be done once and reused like 5 times. So I can clearly see that. But great job. Yeah, this idea is really cool.
Yeah, we definitely plan on adding more features in the future.
Yeah. I mean, just as is right now, you could just change the name from Players Meet to Restaurant Meet, and then virtual fair, career fair meet, whatever, it could extend itself to a lot. It's really cool. Yeah, and you'll attract audience from everywhere that way. But don't combine it all in one, like separate it out. This is for players, this is for, but the idea behind the back end will be the same,
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. One thing I just realized that I have my screen divided into 2 parts, and my Zoom window was covering my Google Sheet column with the actual app name. So I was reading the app name from the slides column. So that's why I kept calling slides at the end of each app that I was reading. Sorry about that. I thank you for Kyle for pointing that out. But let's continue. Now I'm on the right column here. So the next one up is social media mashup. Thank you.
Okay, so hi guys. Here's our presentation. Okay, so how many social media accounts do you have in your phone? Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. Probably a lot, right? So we thought it's convenient if we can see all the apps posts in one screen. Okay, so here's our demo.
Okay, so hey guys, so the first thing I want to show you is how a user will log in into our app. First, the user will log in into their Social One platform. He or she then will log in into each and every single one of the social media accounts they want to control in their app. And so as you can see, as the user completes the login of each of the social media accounts, the profile, their count, the picture counts, the follower counts are updated as well. After this, the user will then go into their feed tab where they can see all the social media posts they have made. We also offer the user the ability to see how many likes each post has, how many comments, etc. And as the last feature, we also offer the user to make a post to a specific social media platform. The user would choose between the camera view or the gallery, and then and then press a button for each of the social media platforms they want to use. And after that, the app will guide them through going back to the activity feed where they can see the post they just made. And for the future implementation.
So for the future, you might want to support more social media on our applications such as TikTok or Snapchat. And then besides, we also want to incorporate machine learning and data analytics on those feeds. So yeah, that's pretty much our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for that, guys. That was really cool, being able to integrate all those APIs and working with that. I think that's one of the coolest things about mobile and web development, is working with all types of APIs. I'll go ahead and hand it back to Samina to give her words and introduce the next step.
Sure. I think they can make it more like dynamic, like instead of just having 3 static accounts that you can add there, you could make it dynamic that while if the user gives a URL, of wherever they have the account, it will automatically be able to maybe use machine learning and figure out what's the API link for that app and get authentication live and be able to, basically not limited to the known social apps that we know, but add more. Because new social apps are coming every day, new apps come every day. So you don't want to be chasing them. You want to be the users to be dynamically able to add more. So that would be one idea for, extending it in future. But okay, great job there. Okay, the next one up is Fit Daily. Fit Daily? Okay, there, thank you.
Hi, how's everybody doing today? So our demo is Fit Daily by Ronil, Kevin, Quincy, and Arian. So what Fit Daily is, it's a mobile app, a simple user-friendly food diary to help users achieve their health goals by keeping track of their daily food and water intake. So some key features for Fit Daily is it allows the user to save their meals and water intake. Also, it lets the user search for the food item that the user enters from a food database and also retrieve the number of calories and the breakdown of the amount of protein, carbs, and fats for each meal. Also, the user is able to personalize their profile page. So one of the core features of our app is being able to track your water intake. Fit Daily allows the user to keep count of the number of cups that they drink in a day. There's a lot of people who aren't drinking enough water, and that could lead to multiple health problems like dehydration, muscle cramps, and headaches. Being able to track your water intake gives you an idea of how much water you're drinking, and it allows you to be more conscious of your water consumption. Including this feature was our way of encouraging people to drink more water. Whether you're trying to lose weight, to improve your metabolism, or prevent getting sick, water is the source for multiple remedies. So this would be the feature for the water intake. Another core feature of ours was the ability to track your meals. So the user can search for a variety of food on a database. We used Edamame, which is a national database that allows the user to get information on macronutrients. And what the feature does, it allows the user to log their meals to keep up with their health fitness. So here is a kind of an example of how we log it in. There's the food on the left side, and then on the right side would be the macronutrients. So the carbs, fats, proteins, and also the calories. And then something else we're still working on is a custom profile page where the user can personalize their profile page. Also, enter information and get a suggested daily calorie intake, which is a work in progress. It's based on the user input, and also it saves the information in a database. And we messed around a little bit with the UI, trying to make it kind of neat and a little bit more entertaining. So here you see the block moving to the right. The inputs are going to be, you know, the name, username. The body weight is something we take into account when estimating their recommended daily calorie intake. And then of course, level of activity is going to be there as well. Some of our future plans is to work on getting a weekly progress of your daily average protein, carbs, and fat intake. And another nice thing would be to add progress photos of your results. So that's it for Fit Daily, and thank you for listening.
Thank you for sharing. I think that's pretty important. Yeah, like being able to track all that. I like the idea of being able to track your water too. It'd be super cool to see. I mean, it's really hard to think about right now and brainstorm, but it'd be super cool to see some sort of solution that automatically adds that data for you. Because I think a problem for like a user would be to like remember to log that they, you know, ate this, or log that they ate that, or drank this many cups. But I like the direction that you guys are going. I really like the app. So thank you for sharing. I'll pass it back to Samina.
Sure. One idea that I have while I was looking at the app, like a few months ago, I heard like they're putting sensors in the toothbrush now. So when you brush your teeth, the data goes to your dentist, like how long you brushed your teeth, and did you do it like after every meal, or you didn't do it. So your dentist doesn't, like when you go to the dentist office every 6 months, the dentist knows what you've been doing, you know, because they ask you, did you brush your teeth? And you say yes, and then you actually didn't do it as regularly, right? Same thing I was extending here, that when they have in future, you know, I think those are coming up. They will have sensors in your cups and stuff. They will have sensors in your plate. Your plate will be able to detect, you know, the weight of the food or whatever. Maybe there are smell sensors in there, and it'll be able to use AI and identify what you actually ate. Was it sweet or spicy or anything like that? And so your app has a huge potential to be purchased by a company who's working on this technology. You know, they have IoT and everything now. They have sensors there. They have sensors in clothes, in toothbrushes, in medicines. You know, your like the medicine knows, your medicine bottle knows that you took one pill at this time. The data goes to the doctor. So same thing here, people with diabetes and stuff, this could be a really big help in tracking what they're actually eating by the physicians, because the physician doesn't come to your house and watch what you're doing, but they can easily sit there and look what you're doing, you know. So I think you can, once you have finished refining your app, you should research on companies that are working on these technologies and maybe sell this app to them. You know, it'll really go way far, you know. So that's an idea. Okay, moving on. Is Yermo there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. You've been quiet. Any comments from you?
Yeah, I did want to ask how many cups do you guys drink?
Well, right now I'm fasting, so none until I break the fast in the evening. This is a month of Ramadan for us, so. But yeah, I'm usually drinking like one every 2 hours, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the rest of the people. I think his app will fix that problem if somebody's not doing it. So great job there, you know.
I'll do a little poll. But in the
Yeah.
meantime, the next project can present.
Yeah, so it's the next one is Swap It app.
Okay.
Can everyone hear me okay?
Sure, yes.
Yeah, okay. My name is Alfonso. And I have my group members, Yao, Anar, and Grace, who helped us out on this app. And we implemented this using Firebase. So a little bit different from Parse, right? But I'll go ahead and share my screen. Sorry, let's see. Share and play this for you. We pre-recorded our demo. As a person who has done a lot of traveling, I count myself amongst those who find that exchanging currency is tedious and expensive. I often wondered if there was a way to avoid the fees and inflated exchange rates. I wanted a way to simply take what I had and swap it.
When I first heard Alfonso sharing his ideas, I feel like this idea is really helpful to me since I travel a lot. It saves me money on transaction fees, but I can also choose the day to swap my currency with better rates.
When I went to Armenia one summer, I got scammed when I was exchanging my currency. I think this app is a great way to hold people accountable for transactions like these.
After hearing Alfonso talk about his project idea and the features of the app, I think it will be a useful application to people who want to exchange currency without any extra fees. And as for myself, I think I would really enjoy building this application, and I did enjoy it very much.
So let's go ahead and open up the app. We're introduced with the login page. If we don't have a user profile, we could go ahead and sign up by clicking this button. Once we click that button, we're given a sign up page, first name, last name, email, and password. Once we're done here, click sign up and head back, and we can proceed to login. So once we're here at the login, we go ahead and enter our password, log in. We're going to see our swaps and land on our messages page. We'll head over to Exchange instead.
On the Exchange screen, we've created a table view to help the user convert multiple types of currency. With the base currency of €1, these values were derived from an API found at Fixer.io. From this screen, the user can input and post their desired currency in the text field. The request will be sent to the Swappers menu, which can be seen by clicking See Posts.
Here in this screen, you can see a list of users with their names and the currency they need. If you want to contact any user, simply just tap on them and it will take you to the message page. In here, you can send them a message and the chat will appear on the messages screen.
So next is the profile page. Users can edit their profile. They can edit the profile picture by accessing the photo library. They can also change other information like currency they have and currency they want by using the picker view. By doing so, other users can look for the desired swapper's profile and swap it.
So that's a pretty brief demonstration of what the app does. Again, the idea was just to be able to allow people to exchange, really trade their currency without having to deal with the bank or any sort of kiosk, because most of the time they have like an inflated exchange rate. You'll probably get less by even paying more sometimes. So it's to save people time and money. Did anyone have any questions about the app itself, or maybe even about future ideas for it?
Wait, were you able to implement the trading feature where it does the trade?
So the trading feature that we had it set up. Sorry, I'm going to stop sharing here. We had it set up more so that the individuals can meet in person and trade. So say you're at the airport, you have the app, you can go ahead and post something there. And at least for one of the future features, the idea is to have GPS so that it can notify you, okay, how many swappers are around me. And if you find yourself at the airport and you're like, crap, I need, I don't know, Canadian dollars before I leave, you might be able to meet up with someone who has Canadian dollars and who's arriving, and you might be able to trade your US dollars with them and get the exact rate as opposed to something different, right?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I think I like the idea of that you have a list of swappers there. I mean, this could be extended either as a B2B or a B2C as well. Like, let's say, for example, I went to Canada and I have like, 300 Canadian dollars that I have no use for. I'm not going there again. And I can just go on this app and post it. And somebody who is going to Canada can get it from me. And the best part is that there is a direct messaging there. You could add one more thing in there, like what they call, like, filtering out the scammers, have some kind of checking mechanism at the back. Like if I am selling my $300, I'm a real person. I'm not somebody, from a foreign country trying to scam you. So you can have like what they call vetting process.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that was definitely one of the.
The credit companies usually have things like that, so you could do that. And then for the people who are privately selling them, you can post a little disclaimer there that these are private sellers. We do not provide any guarantee for them, but these are official ones, which we back by guarantee, like from PayPal. PayPal does that. PayPal gives a guarantee. PayPal will be so happy to work with this app. You could talk to PayPal today and they'll be willing to buy it. I'm telling you that. This is really cool. Yeah. It's ready to.
That was definitely one of the features we had in mind, because I mean, obviously we want to think about it, I guess not super long term, but definitely like what's the potential. So yeah, verification processing, maybe identification processing, making sure it's actually a real person, like you said. And then on top of that, ranking systems to ensure that the people with the most transactions and with the best ratings are always the ones who are put in front of you, right? Before you get anybody else.
And you can sort them by who's offering the best, or who's the closest by, or who's the latest one that appeared. You could do all of that. Yeah. So that's really cool. Just the general, I mean, not related to your app, but just a general thought that I wanted to convey to the audience here. If you notice, all of the San Jose State University apps so far, I don't know about the other ones that are remaining, but so far what I have been noticing, an exact reflection of what we have been asking the students right from the first day when they started thinking about the app idea. We have been telling them, build an app that saves people time or money or both. And it also, if you can add like a social impact feature to it, that'll be like a sprinkling on the cake. So that was like the statement I repeated in every single class since the project started, and I've been telling them. So if you notice, all of the apps we have seen so far, they have some kind of thing that is saving people either time or money or both, or there was one that has sustainability, like they're recycling restaurant food. So there's a social impact there. So really, I mean, these guys really came up with very creative ideas, and they all worked in like their own little silos. I have not seen the demos before. There were questions on Slack, so I had some idea what they're doing, but I didn't know the end-to-end of any of the apps that have been built. So, I was very excited to see it. So far, awesome, great job, So let's continue. The next one is Zodiac. Thank you.
Hello, I made a video presentation for mine, so I'll just share my screen. Wait.
My name is Kyle Burns. I'm a junior at San Jose State University, and I have decided to build a dating app for this semester's CodePath course. Dating apps pull in millions of users every year. Around 3 out of 10 adults in America say they have used a dating app or website, and suspected that the dating app market will surpass $8.4 billion annually within the next 4 years. Tinder, a popular dating app for adults 18 to 24 years old, made $1.2 billion alone last year. The problem that many users have on some of these apps is that they can't think of different conversation starters for every single match that they get. That's where my app, Zodia, changes the way that singles interact on dating apps. Zodia distinguishes itself from other dating apps by focusing on a user's characteristics with an overall theme of zodiac symbols. Users' profiles display individual tags about themselves, along with their zodiac sign for their birthday month. These things allow for possible matches to find things in common with other users before they even start talking to one another. The reason I decided to include zodiac symbols as an overall theme is because research suggests that over 70% of adults know their zodiac sign, with millions of people being drawn to online horoscopes every day. Whether someone believes in them, thinks they are fun, or don't really care for them, it's just what gives zodiac an extra little charm for conversation starters. The sign-up process in Zodia offers a user-friendly form with proper validation for filling out information. Once a user chooses to create a new account, they are provided with a text field for entering their phone number, which then formats their number properly. They can also choose their country code in Zodia's country picker view. The user then authenticates their phone number through Google Firebase's phone authentication process and fills out their OTP code accordingly. Zodia also uses Google Firebase to authenticate users into the backend, store their data, and run the project's in-app messaging service for matched users. After filling out a few more pieces of information about the user fills out their birthday information and is either notified that the date they entered is invalid, is age banned because it's under 18 years old, or is brought forward in the sign-up process. Age bands and birthdays are all stored in user defaults and then transferred to the Google Firebase database after. After choosing their profile photos, the user then chooses their distance and age preferences. If the user chooses to exit the app in any part of the sign-up process, user defaults bring them back to the page they were on and populates fields in for them. Finally, the user allows location services, chooses to enable notifications or not, and accepts the terms of the app, and then is brought to the user feed. In the user feed, users can swipe through other users, deciding if they are interested in specific individuals or not. Users can slide the custom-built profile view to the left if not interested or to the right if interested. They can also use the buttons below as well. Another feature implemented in Zodia is clicking on different sides of the profile view to rotate through another user's photos. At any point in the feed, users can navigate to the Profile tab to change their settings and preferences. Last but not least, the Messaging tab. After users match with other users, they can open the Message tab and begin conversations with other users. Throughout Zodia's development, I used data passing, user defaults, infinite scroll, and animations learned through CodePath's Unit 1 through 4, a backend database feature like learned through Unit 5 and Unit 6's Instagram app building, and I implemented pods and libraries like we did throughout the class. If I decided to carry on the development of this app following our CodePath course, I would choose to provide more features to users, implement more animations across the views, and provide forms of monetization like user subscriptions. This has been my presentation of Zodia. Thank you for listening.
Whoa.
That was great.
Wait,
Thank you.
who's the presenter?
Yeah, that was a full-fledged commercial right there.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I think that was the second app that touched on zodiac sign type of dating. I think zodiac signs are a huge thing that are blowing up right now. A lot of people are always talking about it. I thought it was super cool that you implemented the OTP verification login. That's something that you don't really see often. And I really like the design. Yeah, good job.
Thank
so
you.
Want to talk more about that or pass it on to the next group?
No, yeah, it's really hard implementing the OTP authentication, and I think that'll pretty much set you up for publishing on the App Store, since usually that's all they want. As long as you have some form of verification on the account, easy peasy, easy money, they'll let you publish it.
Great job, Kyle. I was very excited to see what you had there. He did not mention much about what he was doing, but he did ask questions once in a while that, do you know how to do that? And most of the time his questions were like, oh, I have to go find that out, you know? Like he really went through a lot of innovation in his app and searched and researched and basically did everything mostly by himself. So great job, you know? I think he is also one of the applicants for the next semester Tech Fellows. So, you know, just want to put a word in there.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. And I recommend him, you know. So I've seen his work. I've seen his quality. He also helps people in the class, you know, especially people who are stuck and we cannot help like everybody. So he acts like our helper, you know. And many people actually do that, but I remember him because he was the first one to actually volunteer to do that. So, and he himself started doing it. So that was really cool. You know, thank you, Kyle. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, next team up is Instacar.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, we also created the group video presentation. So. Good evening to all present. We are going to present our app named Instacar. The idea behind this app is to provide a platform. Can you guys hear it or not?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Oh, sorry about that. Good evening to all present. We are going to present our app named Instacar. The idea behind this app is to provide a platform to connect people who want to sell or buy their cars. In the next few slides, we're going to show our working app. So this is our home screen of the Instacar app, which would provide the user an option of sign up and sign in. Once the user signs up, he would be able to see different posts of the actual cars. Here we don't have the actual photos of the car, but later on, the user would be able to view actual cars. Then the user can come back later and sign in anytime he wants. When the user signs in, he would be able to see different posts and would have the option to comment on any post in which he or she is interested. As you can see, the comment was successfully posted. The next thing is the user can upload a picture of his or her car that he or she wants to sell. Assume these are the actual picture of the cars. Once the user decides the picture of the car, then they would be asked to add some description relating to the car, such as the year or the model or the price of the car. Once the user fills in this description, the user can press the submit button, and then this post would be available in the activity feed, as you can see over. Now we'll try to log out from this user and we'll sign in with another user, say Max. So when we will sign in, we will be able to see all the posts from other users and we'll be able to see even the recent ones that was made by our last user. And this user can add comments to it. Then next thing is, what will happen if we will completely close the app? Would the user stay logged in? Yes. In our case, we have made an app in this way that the same user would be stayed logged in. So when we close the app, the last user was Max. So we'll here check if he's still logged in or not. So we will try to add a comment to the picture of William and we'll see if still the Max is logged in. So let us try to do that. So as you can see over here, the Max is still logged in, which means that when we close our app, the same user stays logged in, which is what we wanted. So this was our demo of our app. Hope you guys like it. And if you have any further questions, feel free to contact us via our emails. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I thought that was, you guys came up with like really good videos. I mean, I didn't get the memo for this. No, but that was great. I like that you guys are doing videos. I think it's a good way to, help minimize the amount of technical issues we have from people presenting on Zoom and sharing simulators. So good thinking. I don't know if that was Samina's idea or anything, but I love the platform. I love the idea. I think being able to, I think like right now a lot of people just use things like Craigslist and stuff or Facebook Marketplace, but it's still all oversaturated. So I like where you guys are going with it. Samina?
Yeah, sure. I think they as we saw, like the images are needed to be added to the actual car pictures. That's one thing that I think the team will probably intends to do for future. And the video part, as you said, I think I really did emphasize in the class that presentation is 50% of your work. If your app is really cool, but it suddenly stops while you're presenting for bandwidth issues or for anything, So as a backup plan, even if you want to do a live demo, keep a video ready just in case, for any reason something goes wrong while you're presenting. So I think few teams caught up to that one, and they did actually go ahead with the actual video. The other challenge was that they had to do it within three minutes. I cannot tell you how much time they actually they didn't learn just iOS skills, but they also learned communication skills, presentation skills, how to, I think the script that they were reading while the video was playing, that script must have at least edited like 20, 30 times before they came up with a version that fits within the 3 minutes and shows all the features. And all this is being done while they're still building the app. So they are chasing a moving target there. So, those teams who did the video, I really salute them for their effort. They took on an extra task on them to make sure that they were able to present it nicely. So thank you for that, Team Instacart. Okay, I think the last one we have is Task App. So Team Task App. Oh, by the way, before they start, if you notice in the chat, I encourage people, especially from my university, San Jose State, do try to apply for TA. There is a link in the chat that Memo posted. So, Memo, I think, is the nickname of Guillermo, if I'm correct. I always keep forgetting his real name. I call him Memo. He said that's fine as a nickname. But yeah, there is a link there. Please feel free to do that. It's a very short form. It doesn't take more than 5 minutes. So anyway, okay, Task App. Thank you.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, but your volume is really low. Maybe you want to raise up the volume a little bit.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah, we can see the screen, but you have a very low volume, I think.
Can you hear it now? Can you hear it better?
Yes. Yep, better. Thank you.
I don't have any ideas, so just build like a simple task app, and this is the home page. And well, what I plan to do is that there's a like login or whatever, but I have not do that yet. But there should be like a text showing what they need to do today and all of that. And what I do on the other hand, a feature is that you will see that like when you click on the task app, you can add a new task, and then if you try to add an empty task, it will tell you that you try to add an empty task, which will not work. And after that, you can also delete the task and then change the default and whatever. And then it also changes color if you in light mode or in dark mode. And you can add for a different day. And what I want to do is like when on the home screen, it should show what you need to do, but I have not done that yet. And I also like add icons, and that's it. Thank you for my presentation.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah, that was our final presentation. Samina, did you wanna say something about some last words before we bring this to an end?
Yeah, first of all, this last app that was just demoed, if you guys noticed, there was only one person working on it. So that's why, I see there's a lot of potential for more work that can be done on it. But coming from one person to do it and design it and demo it, I think it was pretty decent amount of work that has been put in. So thank you, Task App, for doing that. Yeah, so as far as a summary, I just want to thank all the students. First of all, a lot of work is all from them. We were just there like facilitating them mostly. We threw like visions and ideas, but we never actually went deep down into how they're going to do it if they want to follow those ideas. So this is all their own research, their own hard work, their own design, their own development. And I'm really impressed as to how far they have stretched themselves to fulfill what they really wanted to build. So I'm really proud of, my students. I really, really am, very happy to see that end result. And the second, I also want to thank our gurus, especially Memo and Herman. Herman is correct, right?
It's Herman, but
Herman. Okay. Thank you. I see. I didn't do German, right? I know I know a lot of people do that, so I at least was better than that one,
It's definitely not German though.
So I mean, I think the amount of a lot of people don't realize the amount of work that gurus put in, but during our weekly check-ins, when I saw the amount of spreadsheets and the amount of tracking they're doing, and all that, while they themselves are students, they themselves have deadlines, and they're just doing it to help us. They don't have to go out of their way to share links and find more tools and research and help us, but they do on their own time. And I just want to say, we really appreciate it. I was able to manage through the class in spite of working full time, and I was also, taking other classes and stuff. So without their help, I would have not been able to, conduct the course as completely as we did. So one last word also to my co-tech fellow, Aisha. She is on another call. I'm not sure if we was able to join. She said she will if that one finishes, but she spent countless hours on Slack. I'm not a good, slacking up person. I usually miss messages in Slack. But I will try to be better at that. But she was on top of Slack and helping students and all of that. I can answer questions in email and, during class and all that, but I have so many Slack channels that I always miss one or two here and there. So Aisha did all of that following up and tracking and, doing whatever she did, babysitting a lot of the students, to make sure they push forward and then don't drop off in the middle. So yeah, I'm really thankful to her for her support, and of course, all the CodePath team that helped us out, Liz, who conducted all that training that prepared us for this, Tim and Nathan for the video work, and all the other video people. Sometimes the names are not there, so I don't know who made those videos, but the videos are really cool and they help the students a lot. So, appreciate that work. It's so thank you all. I really, really enjoy teaching it, and I'm also applying for teaching again next semester, so looking forward to that. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing. I think it makes our job feel more inspiring and worth it when we hear these types of stories from you guys, from the tech fellows, from the students. Like I said earlier at the beginning, it's amazing to get to oversee all these different schools and how they run and how they work, and the different challenges and the way the different tech fellows combat them and approach them. So big shout out to you guys. I'm super way beyond grateful to have been working with you guys. And I'm excited, and I hope that I get to work with you guys again in the future, whether here or wherever, we all end up in the future. Thank you again to all the students for presenting and coming through and doing this. It was a long event, but we powered through it, and we got to see some really cool apps, and we got to hear some really cool things. So thank you for sticking through. Thank you to all our guests who aren't part of CodePath and came through and supported the students. I think that's what really helps and motivate us sometimes is having all these other eyes on us. Thank you, Guillermo, for working with me throughout this spring semester and making sure all this gets done. I think this demo day wouldn't have been able to happen without the support from the CodePath team. Guillermo, I'll pass it on to you. Leave some last words, and then we'll apply to be a tech fellow. Tech fellows, remember to keep track of update your task tracker. And no, I'm just kidding. Yeah. No.
I want to add one more thing there, because when I first talked to Memo, our guru, Guillermo. See, I remembered Guillermo. Yeah. When I talked to him first, and he mentioned that at UCI, his school, which is in Southern California, they have like a whole team of tech fellows, and they have less students than we do. So I was like, what? You guys have like what, 5 or 6 tech fellows, and we got like double the number of students than you guys. That's not fair. We need more tech fellows. So then we kind of like, we started insisting it towards the end, like people, hey, apply, apply, apply. So all of you who were part of our cohort, at San Jose State, please go ahead and apply. It doesn't hurt. The more, the merrier. And, I wish there were enough number of tech fellows to pair program with, we have 1 tech fellow for every student, that would be ideal, So that would be like, I know that's unbelievable, but that would be ideal, where we have, instead of 2 people handling 54 students, we would love to have a lot more of you. So please feel free to apply. It's not hard to get in, based on what you have presented. I think you already have won a lot of confidence from our gurus. So please do feel free to apply. Thank you. Memo to you. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Samina. I really appreciated working with you this whole semester, and definitely look forward to working with you again, as well as all the other tech fellows that I was able to help out this semester. And I'm really happy to see all these projects, because one of the things that most of you as students will notice is that when I was a tech fellow, like about a year ago actually, I first started teaching to like a bunch of freshmen and sophomores, first year, second year students. And I didn't really get to see the benefits of it yet, of being a tech fellow, but it's because I realized that it takes time, right? Developing a student, helping them reach their goals, it's not something that changes within a day to the next. It's something that takes about months sometimes, or even a year to happen. And I didn't start noticing it until this year, my last year at UC Irvine, where some of the students that I taught when they were freshmen, now they're coming to me right after taking my class, and they're like, Guillermo, I need a lot of help. I need some advice on something. And they would come to me and ask me things like, yeah, I'm really struggling with this. Can you help me on this? And now I would be like, yeah, what is it? I don't know what company to choose with. I don't know who to go with, either Microsoft or Oracle or Lyft. And I was like, hold up. You're telling me that you got offers from all 3 companies right now? And they're like, yeah, but I don't know which one to go with. And I was like, what the heck? Dude, I don't even know how to help you, because back in my days, getting a rejection email was good enough for me. That would make me happy. But you're on a whole nother level. But now, that's when I started realizing that I was growing as a tech fellow, because I realized that now there's a different challenge that I need to help my students with. And it's no longer with the technicalities, right? Because I noticed that my students were really growing a lot by taking the iOS course, to the point that they get in job internships like that easily. Now I have to help them on how to decide, choosing companies, which ones they would like to go with. And that is something that I definitely noticed, that I wanted to start making an impact, not just at my own university, but at other universities. So my hopes is that from this day until the next school year, fall semester, I hope to expect a lot of messages from you all saying, hey, thank you, CodePath. I'm working at blank, or I got an offer from blank, even during this COVID pandemic that we're going through. I bet you that most of you will be likely to be successful in finding these types of internships. And if not, let me know. I will hook you up. I will tell you what to do on your resume, because a lot of students struggle on how to put down CodePath on their resume, because CodePath is actually a huge resource to have listed down on your resume. And if you don't know how to put it down properly, ooh, yeah, it's gonna be harsh on you. But make sure to hit us up, or your tech fellows, since they also have experience and they're the ones that know you best. So I'll definitely hit you up for that. But yeah, I'm really happy that and excited to see all of your projects. As Samina mentioned, we're also college students, so there's not really much of a difference between you all as students and us. We're really all just college students working together to make something amazing like this, which I was happy to see seeing it come to life. And hopefully we'll get to do more events like these. And if so, if you would like to definitely see these online, let us know on the survey. Typically we do our demo days in person, and we let the tech fellows handle all the logistics, getting companies to come. We did have some company engineers come in today. I was checking the Zoom chat, but I believe they're they got hungry or something, and they probably went to get some food. But they were able to see your projects, and I can assure you that they will also be voting on some of your projects to see what. And we'll be sharing the results by this Wednesday. So keep in touch for that. And the certificates for the awards of the top projects will be sent out most likely by Friday as well. So we'll finalize the results on Wednesday, and on Friday we're going to send the certificates to the winners. Cool. But without further ado, question?
Yeah, so I think some of the students were asking me, like, is there a, like, if they have the presentation ready, but they were making some last minute tweaks in their project before they actually, submit or something, do we have like a deadline by which we're going to lock and look at their code? I know they presented well and all that, but if they are still trying to make some changes, like today is like after today they cannot make any changes, or they can continue to do that until a certain day?
That depends on the university's cohort. Some of them, I know that some of you finished, your last day was today to submit your assignment, but some of you are having it like this upcoming week. So it depends on your university, but most of them should be finalized by now.
Okay, well, actually, I want to kind of like request special concession on behalf of my students, because our session was supposed to continue for another week. And because of the, demo day was decided like today, so they actually got 1 week less than they would have officially got if we ran through the whole schedule and if we had our own separate demo day. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just making a request. It's up to the CodePath management to see if that's possible or not. But some students wanted to, put some more effort in their work before they actually turned it in. So that was a question asked by 3 students, and I thought I'll, while everybody's here, I'll just put it on the table.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. And regarding the question about the certificates, there will be 2 separate certificates. So the first batch of certificates will be for the winners. And yes, everyone also will get a certificate of completion for the course. And once you get that, it should look something like, let me share my screen real quick. It'll look something like this. This is mine for when I was a tech fellow, but you all will be getting the certificate of completion for the course for iOS development. And make sure to put that on your LinkedIn. That's where you put all your certificates and everything. So make sure to do that. And anything else that I'm missing?
The only other thing is just stay tuned, stay in touch with the CodePath community. We're always here to help out. This is a community that's only growing, and we're out here to just support you guys in your careers and your endeavors and make sure that we help you guys succeed in life. There is like more classes that they offer during the summer. I don't know if the deadline to apply for that is already happened, but just make sure you stay in the community, stay in the Slack channel, and keep a lookout for those opportunities. Reach out to myself or Guillermo if you guys need any advice when it comes to like startups, jobs, development and design. We're happy to do our research and help out.
And they are really good at it, I tell you. They are really good. They'll dig links from places you never hear, so they're really good about finding information. So yeah, take advantage.
Yeah.
I also love that connecting aspect, everyone here. I'll post my LinkedIn also on Slack, so you all can have access to us and be connected through LinkedIn as well.
With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and bring us to a close. I'm gonna stop the recording.
You wanna put the voting link out again, so if people haven't filled any post follow-up stuff that like voting link and survey just at the end. So
yeah, we're gonna send them through an email to everyone that attended our demo day. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
No worries.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thank you again for attending. We appreciate your presence. This was amazing. I was beyond impressed by a lot of your guys' apps. I'm not lying. I'm not lying when I say that. And thank you so much for sticking around. Without further ado, I'm gonna close this out. I'm gonna stop the recording. And